Thanks, Ray. Yo. I had the mic turned up all the way, trying to be quiet so he can fall asleep. But you can definitely hear me when I talk right into the mic. What is GLF? My son will not outlast the stream. He will fall asleep and we'll still be live. And then I'll be able to talk. I'll keep you updated. Go Big Red. Thank you. You love to see it. Nope. Nope. They got to start winning. If they can win a series, win some games coming up, he should be okay. The rest of his homestand, they can't lose to the Nationals. Foul ball. I mean, he's still getting paid by the Boston Red Sox. Of course, chilling. He can do what he wants. How y'all feel about Boone now? I was listening to Michael Kay talk about Boone today, and it wasn't even if he was talking about Boone. I think he was talking about the organization as a whole and how they've been very businesslike in all of their decision making. It's business, not personal. For example, like playing matchups, putting starters on the bench in favor of a matchup, having guys like Ben Rice not play every day, but then, finding a place to launch him into the game or whatever the words Boone used. Same thing with Cody Bellinger. Ryan McMahon coming off the bench as a defensive replacement late, not starting games. Ahmed Rosario starting games. Luis Heel being sent down. Stan hurt now. Dominguez is going to get an opportunity. Trent Grisham. Playing the matchups and almost making it, there it is, Max Fried out of the first inning, clean, one hit. But he brought up some good points about how everything is very judicious. He made some good points about how everything with the Yankees seems like, okay, we've run it back this year. We're not playing around. It's not about feelings. It's not a country club. It's It's like a little bit of a change in philosophy, which the biggest test is going to be when Volpe comes back. When Volpe comes back, whenever that is, are they going to just say, here you go, Volpe, here's your starting shortstop job back? Or are they going to continue to be about matchups, numbers, business, not personal, not people's feelings, not relationships, just what's best for the team? That will be the most telling thing when Volpe comes back. Are they because Ben Reich should be playing every single day, but they make decisions based on matchups and numbers. Trent Grisham is your starting center fielder. He's had to take a seat. Paul Goldschmidt has been in there. Same thing with Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger is an everyday starter. I know there's some rest involved too. And like I said, Luis Heel, he wasn't good yesterday. He gets sent down. It's like, goodbye. And with Heel, you knew Heel was just here for the stretch of 13 games in 13 days and then this 8 games that they played where you needed another starter without an off day. Now, when you look at the Yankees schedule coming up, not only do you not need him to be here, you have the off day, and then you have help on the way. They don't have an off day. That's okay. So they had the off day on the 20th, a week ago. And that was after the stretch of 13 games in 13 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So now we're in this stretch here. It's more than 8. It's 9 to end this month. And then to start next month, it's 13 days. So you've got 22 days without an off day. You've got 22 days where, they decided that, they're ready to go. They're good to go and help is on the way. I don't know. I've kind of noticed that. That it seems like as Jason Dominguez steps in for his first at bat of 2026. Oh, I thought he just had a hot one down the right field line. Dominguez rocking the goatee, grown man. It seems like this run it back Yankees team is obviously they're analytically driven, but they're not married to this guy starts because this guy starts. Every day is leaning on the matchups and the numbers and what's best for the team, trying to put the team in the best situation. We need to retaliate and start a brawl because they threw up and in on Judge? I don't think so. Not in the first inning. Not in the second inning. Dominguez strikes out. High cheese. They will keep Boone. Boone is doing exactly what they want him to do. And when the team rips off 8 wins in a row, nobody says, good job, Aaron Boone. You pushed the right buttons. But if the team splits a series against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, we're up in arms. We're the best. Yankee fans are the absolute best. One of a kind. Austin Wells steps in, taking some hacks. Senga is terrible. He doesn't give him a shot. And that goes back to last year. I don't know how much they owe him, but it doesn't matter. You can't win with that guy, just like you couldn't win with Sean Manaea. You put him in the bullpen, just like you can't win with Frankie Montas. You're paying him, he's not here. Can't really win with David Peterson. The New York Mets. The Mets are a mess, and I'll say this. I know I've had my Austin Wells get down. That's an out. I've had my share of back and forths with Met fans and Met Nation. I will say this. A lot of those Met fans deserve it. A lot of those Met fans got what they deserve so far. And if you ask me, the season's over. You ask me, they're not recovering from this. They're not good enough. They're not recovering from this. They're in a hole. They're not good enough to climb out of this hole with a brand new team and a manager that's most likely going to get fired at some point. But if you read Twitter, if you read social media, the Met fan was running around telling us how they got Juan Soto, how there's a better future in Queens, how they're big brother now. They've got the money, they've got the rich owner, they've got the brains in David Stearns, that the city's under new management, and the Yankees got to respect them now, and all this other nonsense over the last few years. You guys are in the city, you know. You guys are Yankee fans for the most part in my chat. You guys know. It was always this. Every move. Even, okay, for example, right? Freddie Peralta. I remember I was live when the Freddie Peralta trade broke, and Freddie Peralta was somebody that the Yankees were looking at. And since the Yankees didn't get him, but the Mets did, what did Mets fans do? They peacocked around and they celebrated as if they took something from us that we wanted and we couldn't get. Okay. We don't know the terms of what the Yankees offered or what they didn't offer. And I would lean that David Stearns has a relationship with the Milwaukee Brewers where they were going to do that anyway. But it was like, okay, here we go. Right? They were making fun of Cashman. They're making fun of Yankee fans. Oh, you need another starter. You got Ryan Weathers. And we got Freddie Peralta. Relax. You got Devin Williams and Luke Weaver. Some of you were in my chat when the Devin Williams news broke. And they got Luis Robert, and they convinced themselves that Bo Bichette was going to be great, and that Marcus Semien was still good, and that this lineup was going to be so potent with Juan Soto. Then Juan Soto goes down. He comes back. Lindor goes down. It's a mess. Lindor doesn't know how many outs there are. Lindor doesn't know how to cover second base. Lindor's getting picked off. Brett Beatty is terrible. Mark Vientos has stretches where he's terrible. Carson Bench is not ready to play at the major league level. Nolan McLean is pretty good, but they fail him every time. And then you've got guys like Tyrone Taylor, Luis Torrens, like those types mixed in. They're not good. And not good. They're the worst team in baseball. And that's unacceptable with their payroll and in this market. All right. That's all I've got on your New York mess. Round of applause for Queens and the Queens crew. They have a dance crew. They have two mascots. They have a mascot race. And they have a statue outside their building. So good for them. Good for them. Look at Kutch. Andrew McCutchen. Still doing it. Barely, but he's still doing it. Kutch is older than me, boy. Big Kutch still getting it done. Step into the batter's box. Because he's still got some records and some numbers. I'm sure that he's not far away from just raising his name in baseball history. Shout out to Kutch, man. Not that many brothers in the league, you know. And he's an MVP, all-star. Good to see him still getting it done. Former Yankee for a brief amount of time. What year was that? 2019? Was that 2018, 2019? Second half? All right, let's see what you guys are on in the chat. Happy birthday, Judge, yesterday. Homer was the lock. I know I wasn't the first one on it, but I was definitely one of the main ones on it. Go back and look at when the Yankees got Caballero, or no, when the Yankees got swept, Caballero stepped his game up right after that. Okay, I'm trying to sync up the scoreboard. Yeah, so Cabby he can be a frustrating player, but ultimately what he brings to the table is more than what I expect Anthony Volpe to bring to the table. So it's like I said, it's going to be interesting. It'll be the real test of this running back Yankees and how they're doing business if they treat him with favor. And yeah, let's go. Let's go, Ben Rice. Good play, Ben Rice. All right, let me see. Look at Higgy. Forgot all about Higgy. Higgy's doing fine in Texas. I'll come back to the cabbie stuff. I want to try and sync up this score bug. Higgy, knock. Mm. Okay, now I'm back. Sync. We are at bottom of the second inning. Yankees are pitching. Max Fried is on the mound. This is how you sync it up. He just threw pitch 32. And now we're synced. So if you notice up here, scoreboard just changed. Sorry. I got like I said, I've got my son trying to fall asleep. Which my wife is texting me he's not falling asleep. And with an 8:05 start, I'm like, all right, I can go live tonight. But the main reason I haven't been going live is because bro is not going to bed. It's like my studio room is here. His room is right down the hall. So with the lights and me talking, he can hear me. He can see the lights through his door, and it's a compromise. It's all give and take. When you have a kid, everything in your life is geared around the child first. If I didn't have a kid, I'd be live all the time. If I didn't have a kid, I'd be doing content all day. When I didn't have a kid, I was. But now everything is like I can't go live because my baby's not asleep. This is a back and forth tonight. Let's see, because I feel like he's not going to go to sleep with me talking and me being up. Maybe I bring the light down. Maybe we go with I think I have a little bit of light from here. All right, Jack Leiter featured. Scoreless game, but we're moving pretty decent pace here. My score bug should update. Let me see if I can go back. Because now, if we try and jump this to lighter, and whatever his pitch count is. Okay, so lighter's at 18 pitches. Ryan McMahon at the plate. And that just updated the scorebook. Okay. Let me hit the chat. The Mets legit give Frank the Tank a heart attack? No, Frank the Tank gives himself a heart attack. Yo, got to watch back mic check from the other day after it was live. Amazing work. Yeah, let's talk about that for a little bit. That's something I said I wanted. That's something I said I wanted to do on the stream. You know, talk about mic check, and I have this light here because this light is keeping me bright, but hopefully not too bright for my son's room where he can see that I turned the big lights off. But yeah, mic check episode 1 came out Friday. We'll do another episode this Friday. The plan is to start once a week, and I'm blessed. There's so many of you that have supported me. There's so many of you that have watched and waited and wondered, like, what are you going to do next? Where's the podcast? And like I've alluded to, like, I'm working on something. I'm working on something. I'm working on something. I'm working on something without like really telling you guys exactly what it was, because I've just learned from experience to play everything close to chess, especially when it comes to controlling what you can control. There were so many other moving pieces and things that I did not control that I was like, okay, I can't say anything until this is ready to go live. I think we rehearsed Wednesday night, and then I put out that first video on Thursday, and then we got the show out Friday. And all I'll say is there's a ton of room for improvement. So thank you if you enjoyed it. Thank you if you watched. Shout out to you if you're a new subscriber and you've never seen me do one of these lives. I was doing these lives kind of the last few months just to build the channel up and have some interaction. You know, as like a runway to getting to the set and the show, and you know the look that we have for mic check. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting guests on the show, building the show, doing different things with the show, and turning it into something that people can consistently, you know, tune into, watch, and see. And I'm blessed that I found a company that trusts me enough and believes in me enough to partner with me and do that. You know, I think I look at Caballero again. Shout out to Cabby, bro. Shout out to Cabby, bro. Doing it.
Another one. Another one.
There it is. Cabby with another knock. Right through the middle. That's all we need, bro. But yeah, yeah, everything takes time. Things got to build, and I'm blessed that I got the time that I needed. It was exactly 5 months from the day that I put out that viral video saying that I was stepping down from my nighttime job at WFAN. And shout to all of you that defend me against the weirdos that like, oh my, Cabby, don't. Cabby, don't. Cabby, don't. Bro, see, this is the experience with this guy. He cannot stay still. He cannot get on base and not try to run. He gives it back. He does something good and he gives it right back. And the whole league knows. The whole league knows what you're trying to do. Like, that's what I'm saying with Caballero. Little things like him getting thrown out on the base paths, giving up runs. Like they'll go with Volpe to limit some of that. They'll go with Volpe to limit that. They'll put Volpe in the game late. Or they'll put Cabby in the game late and they'll start Volpe. You wait and see. They'll let Volpe strike out 2 times, and then they'll put Cabby in the game late to get on base and give it back. Look at that. See? Now, if Cabby is on base right now, maybe he scores. He's at least at third. Like, because he would have been going from first. He would have been on third. He wouldn't have been going from second. But that ball gets past Seager and rolls slowly into the outfield. There's nobody there to throw it in. And these are things that he's got to think about. You know, you can't get on and give it back. Ben Rice, they're smacking him right now. That ball's in the gap. That ball's out of here. That ball is out of here. That ball is cooked. Benny Blanco Arroz. 2-zip. 2-zip. Should have been 3-zip. But Cabby can't help himself. Yeah, Ben Rice is going crazy this year. Ben Rice is just so dialed. You throw him a strike, he's hitting it hard and he's hitting it far. Everything he's seeing is a basketball coming across the plate, a beach ball even, like they like to say. Where we at in the chat? Where we at in the chat? Let me drop a bomb for Benny Blanco Arroz. 2-zip Yankees down in Arlington, Texas. You already know what the going on. All rise. Here comes the judge. Back where he made history. Back where he made history. Sorry about that. Home run leaders. How about Munetaka Murakami, too? The Southside Samurai. There it is, Judge. There it is, Judge. Hell yeah. Jack Leiter, get rocked. Jack Leiter, what are you doing, bro? Jack Leiter, you just serving it up. I like this kind of party. I like this kind of party for sure. Ahmed Rosario, Uncle Ahmed, first one out there. Let's go. Three zip. Three zip. Good guys. Moving this right along here. All right, back to the chat. Should I fire up the TikTok? I should fire up the TikTok, man. It is what it is on the TikTok, though. I don't even like them over there. I don't even like the people on TikTok. It's a bunch of dweebs over there, a bunch of weirdos over there for the most part. I don't even vibe with those guys. But I got TikTok Studio, so hello, TikTok folks. We are live. Sorry for the delay. I forgot to make TikTok live. And it's been a long time since I went live on TikTok, so here I am. Yankees up 3-0. Hopefully my son doesn't wake up. That's why I'm speaking in a lower voice closer to the mic. But we're going to figure some other stuff out soon. All you got to do is adapt and change. That's what I've been doing this whole time. Oh, I've got an eyelash in my eye. Oh. All right, we're good. We're good. Yo, if you're in the TikTok chat and you're joining, say something. I see people coming into the chat, but they're not saying anything. Join, and then TikTok will prompt you to say hi. My name is Keith. I'm from New Jersey, specifically Monmouth County, Ocean Township, Jersey Shore. I talk sports for a living. I'm blessed. I played sports as a young guy, and I knew I wasn't going to go pro. And what I thought I could go pro in was being an analyst, being a reporter, being a broadcaster. Really, it was specifically like Sports Center. I would like narrow it to Sports Center. Like I wanted to be on Sports Center. I wanted to be the guy welcoming people in nationally to talk about the biggest stories in sports, scores. And speaking of that, let's go and look at the Detroit Pistons leading the Orlando Magic 32-30. When I'm done with this later, I'm going to watch the highlights of that game. Should be watching that game. It's on Peacock though, and I don't think I have a Peacock login over here. I have my sister's Peacock login on my Apple TV. That's another thing I have an issue with. That might even be a segment on the show. Oh, sorry. TikTok goes, you're not coming through. That's why. The folks on TikTok said your mic is off. Your mic is muted. Can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? You can. Sorry about it. It's a TikTok studio thing. And I don't know. What was I even saying? Oh, yeah. Growing up, I wanted to be on SportsCenter. But SportsCenter changed. SportsCenter's not even lit anymore. All right, back to the YouTube chat. Bill, you ask and you shall receive. Bill wanted game updates before there was any update. At 8:34, Bill was like, give us a score, inning, who's up, appreciate it. Listen, there was nothing to report. Now it's 3-zip. Yankees lead 3-zip after a Judge solo shot, Ben Rice 2-run bomb. Trent Grisham singled, Cabby singled, but he erased that, getting thrown out at a second. Max Fried's about to lock in. Bottom of the third here. His pitch count, he's right at 41. And if you look at my score bug, it's right on time. So even if you're not getting the updates from me, you got it right there as far as where the game is. Max Fried strikes out. Carter takes a walk. And we're to the number 9 hitter. Let's see. What else they saying on the YouTube chat? TikTok, I see y'all. Let's see. Aaron Boone. F Aaron Boone. Why F Aaron Boone? Chuck says, bro, it's so hard as a Met fan right now. I can't relate. Chef Boyard Prince says he never, I don't even want to read what he said. He said he never had any friends, and he doesn't think he'll ever meet a girl that'll find him attractive. Chef Boy Prince, you got to relax. You got to chill. You got to relax. Luca Chicken, what's good? Luca Chicken, I was on April 17th. That's not my call. Can I show you the Yankee game? No, that's not allowed. That's not something I should do. I think you get flagged if you do that. Real Brooklyn Rob says Mets tickets versus Cubs are $6. Is that the next series they have at home after this? I know they're about to play the Nationals. In May, do the Cubs come there? I don't think it's the Cubs. I'm looking at their schedule. They don't play the Cubs. They don't play the Cubs until June. Are you saying all the way in June they have $6 tickets? I wouldn't know. I'm not looking that far out. I'm not looking at all. Luca Chicken said, dude, I used to listen to you every night while I go to sleep. Appreciate it. Playmate, second out. Austin Wells catches that in foul territory. Giants are going to win the Super Bowl. Written by Billy M. 6675. They're not going to win this upcoming Super Bowl. Yeah, let me see. I'm hearing a little bit of an echo too. Microphones. Okay. So now there was one microphone. Primary microphone. There's less of an echo now. See, TikTok Studio sucks. I don't know about it. Testing. Now they're static. It's like they make TikTok Studio, but I'd rather just run it through StreamYard. Let me see here. Check my levels. Levels are good. There's just an echo, and I'm not sure why. Now, no audio. Much better now. Now, no audio. I don't know. All good here now. Thank you. Much better now. That sounds right now. In the TikTok chat. Yeah, we're good. Give me a thumbs up in the TikTok chat if that sounds better now. I'm not hearing any echo now. Steve says Rice is a monster this year. Yeah, I would play him every day, but there's been some discussions about that. Oh, okay. Real Brooklyn Rob corrected himself against the Nationals. Yeah, everybody's been kind of clowning the Mets because there's tickets for $5 and change. He's saying against the Nationals it's $5.95. So be it. So be it. Let me get myself some more light. Cool. All right. Catching up on the YouTube chat. As we proceed here, going to the fourth inning here. Boone has to be more like Torrey and just keep the same lineup. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It is a numbers game completely now. That is true. Cost more for a cheeseburger. I guarantee you can't find a $6 cheeseburger in Citi Field. That's a lock. You can't find no $6 cheeseburger in there. You can pay $6 to come in there. You can't find a $6 cheeseburger in there. What else? Show is great. Is it going to be every Friday night? So Mic Check will start off on Fridays. We are in the very early developmental test stage. We've been testing things and developing things for a couple months now. What I would say is I don't want it to be on Fridays in the summer because people travel on Fridays. People go to the beach on Fridays. People go to the pool, go on vacation on Friday. So I think it would behoove us to do 2 days, maybe Monday, Wednesday. Ooh, Jazz. Ooh, Jazz. Wow, Jazz. Wow, Jazz. Get some 4-zip. Jazz has been on fire lately. He's been homering every other day, if not every day. Seems since that pesky pole homer. Since that pesky pole that pesky pole homer in Boston. Yeah. So we got TikTok live, we got YouTube live, we got Twitter live. Most of the people watching on Twitter. I got to start doing these. I'm going to find, obviously I have a studio now to do my show out of. Speaking of the show, it's going to start Fridays, but then when we do the hard launch, when everything is lined up, I will give you an actual schedule of, I think, 2 days a week that we're going to do it. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, or maybe Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday. Those things are still getting figured out with everybody's schedule and my own. Does Dominguez homer? I think somebody's ahead of me. I just see the Martian. I see the Martian emoji in the chat. Hopefully, he gets a knock. Pam says, "Are you going 5 days a week later on?" I don't plan on it, honestly. It could happen. It could. We could be pushed. We could be pushed to do Mic Check 5 days a week. But as of right now, it's 1 day a week. I don't know if it was your intention, but you motivated my New York Knicks the other day. I think everybody did. I think everybody was talking about what the Knicks needed to do, and it was so obvious. They started running through Cat. They started putting the ball in Cat's hand. They started letting Cat run the offense. Cat dish. Cat make plays. Cat make moves. OG stepped up. Other guys stepped up. Like Alvarado brought some intensity. Jalen Brunson, it wasn't just Jalen Brunson. Yo, Gerard Baez, good evening. Steve said McDonald's is not even $6. Ice Spice eats at McDonald's. I don't eat at McDonald's. I don't even know how much the food at McDonald's costs. I know we used to get $1 Big Macs. Monmouth University McDonald's We used to have dollar Big Macs for students. That used to be the faded spot. You go into McDonald's at midnight, be some characters in there. God bless those people that worked at that McDonald's, man, and the people that worked at Nellie's, man, on Monmouth Road and Cedar Ave. Back in the day, shenanigans went on. Rich says, will always support my fellow Jersey Shore guy, Rich from Brick, New Jersey. Appreciate you, bro. And that's why I'm locking in tonight, because I was like, man, I got so much love and so much support and so many people, watched my first show and wrote about it and commented on it. And I've been waiting to kind of take that next step. And I thank you guys, man. This stuff is not easy. This stuff is not just randomly done. It takes a lot of work and hours and planning and putting together. And you got to be bold and you got to be brave. And I have been, to take the step that I've taken and do the things that I've done. And there's more that I'm going to do. So nobody goes anywhere, though, without people. Like nobody goes anywhere. Like I look at Pat McAfee, right? If nobody rocked with Pat McAfee, he wouldn't be Pat McAfee. Stephen A, he wouldn't be Stephen A if he didn't have a solid core of people that go to him, watch him. And you know what happens? Like, not everybody loves you. Not everybody is like a fan of you, but you need people that want to see you, that want to listen to you, even if they're haters, even if they want to see you fail or mess up or they're curious or whatever. And I have some of that too. So it's just the early stages for me. I'm young in the game. I hope to be doing this for another 25, 30 years, talking sports, connecting with people, going live. Well, I'm sitting here in my house watching the game tonight. I could be sitting on the couch in the dark doing this, but I'm like, why not fire it up, right? My son goes to sleep at 8, and I'm like, it's an 8:05 start. The 7:05 starts, 7:15, 6:10 starts. I'm not able to do. But I'm like, tonight I want to tap in with people on YouTube, people on TikTok, people on Twitter, because you guys liking my videos, you guys commenting on my stuff, you guys subscribing to my page, like it's helping me right now. It's pushing me forward. So I thank you for it. Some of you I've met, some of you I may never meet. I hope to meet, but as I'm starting to build and put myself out there and do these things on my own platform, right? A lot of you know me from WFAN. Victor Wembanyama in the chat says, will you be back on WFAN anytime soon? And I say the same things. Somebody in the chat, tell them what I say when I'm asked if I'll be on WFAN. That's not my call. That's not my decision. I'm available. I'm on standby. But I'm also not waiting, hoping to get that opportunity, because I had that opportunity for 4 years and I left it. Ryan McMahon has looked better too, So like I had my own show at night for 4 years and I moved on from it. I'm not expecting them to say, hey, Keith, you're the first guy that we're calling to do, like I walked away from my opportunity. So I'm not expecting 100 opportunities to come from there. Now, if they ask me to fill in, will I be ready? Yeah, like I was 2 Fridays ago on April 17th. I came in, I did the job, I went home. But there are other people that are in the fold that are getting opportunities, and I'm happy for them. It's hard to get on the radio. It's hard to get on WFAN specifically. So for the people that are getting their opportunities to kind of cultivate their name and their show and their voice, good. Like I got to do that for 4 years, and look what it's given me. It's given me so much. It's given me followers. It's given me an audience. It's given me a voice. It's given me a chance to tell my story, where there are people that have decided, like, I rock with him. Like, I listen to him. I'll listen to him on YouTube. I'll listen to him on TikTok. I'll listen to him on podcasts. I'll listen to him on TV. And that's what I'm saying. I'm blessed. So thank you guys. Let's see what else is coming through the YouTube. Yeah, my guy Virgo, big supporter. Appreciate you, bro. He says, if you haven't already, make sure to click like and subscribe. We gained like 200-300 subscribers just through the last 4 days of promoting Mic Check, and now having that style of a like TV show on my YouTube channel. And for you TikTok watchers, go to YouTube and check out the show. You've probably seen some of the clips on TikTok if you follow my TikTok. Now I have a YouTube show, which will become a YouTube show and a podcast. It's not a podcast. It's a TV show. If you've watched it, it is shot and cut and edited like a TV show. But eventually we'll make it into a podcast, but one thing at a time. Ray, what are you doing in Oakhurst, New Jersey on Thursday? That's where my high school is. That's where I grew up. Yeah, Keith says, "Are you going to stay with WFAN part time?" Yes, I am down to still fill in and do part time shifts. But again, if I can be candid, if I can be transparent, I am not expecting to be on all the time. I'm not expecting to be in the fold. Like I just said, like I had my own show Monday through Friday for 4 years, and I couldn't do it anymore. So if you walk away from your show, you can't be expecting to be on every, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I wasn't. Kevin says, I feel bad for T Wolves fans. Ant and Dante are out for the rest of the playoffs. Yeah, I feel bad for them too, but that's the playoffs. If you ever listen to me on WFAN, what did I say? One thing that you can count on every single year, the playoffs will be affected by injury. The playoffs are affected by injury every year because some guys load manage and don't play. Then when they ramp up in the playoffs, they get hurt. Or it's just the finish line. You play 82 games and you start to get to these end of the season games. Your body is run down. These guys start ramping up in the summer. It's basketball's a full year thing. They really take like June, July off. Come August, they're ramping back up. September, they're in camp. October, the season starts. It's a lot of running. It's a lot of mileage. It's a lot on your knees, your ankles, your joints. You know, Ant-Man's got a bone bruise, and DiVincenzo's got an Achilles, so it sucks. They're up in the series 3-1, but I bet you Jokic and the Nuggets smell blood in the water. I don't think Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert can carry them. Stay tuned for more conversations like this on Mic Check with Keith McPherson this Friday, I think at like 2 o'clock. That's another thing. We're not going to do 6 p.m. 6 p.m. was just the first one. It was a nighttime premiere for the first one. I will not be doing a Friday night show because I got my own stuff to do. JP, what up, JP? JP says, what up, Cam? Congrats on the new show. Bless it. Thank you. TikTok, you guys are going crazy. I'm going to clear the YouTube chat and then I'll go back to TikTok. Shout out to Keith McPherson for that mic check power move. Much success. We'll be there too. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Bass drop. Yeah. You know, what I've learned out here as I talk about Stephen A. and Pat McAfee and these guys, you know, for the most part, these guys have their own vehicles. And when I say vehicle, and shout out to Don, I miss you, Keith. You're the best. Your future and wealth will be on your own. Yeah. Even the Colin Cowherds of the world, these guys have their own podcasts, their own platforms to do what they do. And I don't own WFAN. I don't own WFAN's YouTube channel. I'm blessed that I got the opportunity to be on it because it helped me build. And I don't know if you guys are paying attention or not. Have I lost any followers in the last 5 months since I stepped down from WFAN? No, I've gained a ton. I've gained subscribers. I've gained followers on Instagram. My Instagram is moving a lot faster. My Twitter's moving. Like, good play. Got him. Got him in a pickle. Just run him down, Cabby. Just run him down. Let's go. I'm blessed. Like, there are people that like make themselves feel better by saying that I got fired and that, like, you know, it's just stupid. Like, I got fired and you know, I'm a bum or whatever. And that's why I made that joke. Like, it's been 5 months of Keith McPherson got fired. What's he going to do next? I'm like, people just show me how much they don't really know about the industry or what goes on out here. Like, do you think I have zero interest? You think, like, because of whatever goes on in your small brain, whatever you think about me negatively, you think that I would walk away from my job and not figure something else out? You don't think I make money in multiple ways? You don't think I talk to multiple people? You don't think I've had multiple conversations in these last 5 months about what's next? What are you going to do? Like, what you got to recognize is talent and a resume and network. Like, people that have talent and a resume and network, they can figure out other things. There are less talented people doing greater things. So that's why I say I'm blessed. I come from nada. I come from zero. I started from the bottom, literally. I started from nothing and made it into something. And what they can't ever take from me is my work ethic. I might not be the most talented guy. I might not be the most knowledgeable guy, but I'm going to work. I'm always going to show up. I'm always going to put in effort. I'm always going to try new things. I'm not going to be afraid to evolve and do new things. And when you put all that together, you're going to win. You know, just last week, like this time last week, I was doing an event with Doc Gooden, struck him out, got Kyle Seager again. I was doing an event with Kyle with that's not even Kyle Seager. That's Corey Seager, Kyle's brother. I was doing an event with Doc Gooden at McClune's last Monday. I fully organized that event. You know, it was me and the venue, and I'm extremely proud of that. I got a full room together of Mets fans, mostly some Yankee fans. We did a live Q&A, and you know, Doc came down to the shore where he's never been, and we had a ball. We had a blast. It was such a good room. It was such a good environment. And I was telling you guys on the live stream, yo, come down. Yo, get tickets. Right? I was showing this baseball at the shore. Right? I was showing you guys that that flyer for weeks. And let me see. Do I have I think I have it. I was showing you guys that flyer for I don't know how long. I don't know, just promoting it for weeks. And then we made it happen. It came to life. And let me remove it. And I was super proud because I'm from there. So to go home and do an event, right? It wasn't backed by WFAN. It wasn't backed by Yes Network, MLB Network. No, it's like, this is a Keith McPherson event. This is Keith McPherson and my McPherson brand, LLC. I'm doing business. I'm doing my own stuff. I'm blessed to do that. Like, I would have dreamed to do that as a kid growing up in the area. And as an adult, as a grown man, I'm coming up with things and making them reality. I'm coming up with ideas and executing on them. So let's see. Export. Doc photo. And then let me put the doc photo here. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Here we are at McClune's Monday. Everybody came out and had a good time in the room, signed autographs, took pictures, interviewed Doc on stage. The venue's super nice. It's right on the water. Like, if you look all the way through that glass, that's the Atlantic Ocean out there. And it was fun. It was fun. Shout out to Doc for being a good sport as well. You know? User 213, what's good? What's good? Andrew McCutcheon steps in the box. And like, those events give me the opportunity to do other events. Tune, I didn't even know you were there. Come out. Tune's like, come to bed, bro. What are you doing? Watching the Yankee game. Call it. Caballero calls it, makes a play. That's the end of the fourth inning as we roll through. Let's go Yanks, 4-0. But yeah, let's go back. Pam says, I'm happy for you, Keith. Good. I'm happy for you too, Pam. I appreciate you. I tell you that all the time. Pam and Ray are probably up there as far as everyday interactions, everyday support. My boy Virgo is up there too. Appreciate you. And, you know, I talk to you guys as much as I can because you need people to support. You need to show people love. And I'm nothing without a couple people showing me love. Straight up. And if you guys do some, I try to show you the same love and support as well. That suit was fire on Friday. Yeah, that's another thing too. You guys are used to seeing me. Like, I'm chilling. I went for a run. I worked out, so I'm in my workout clothes. But you guys got to see me on stage, on the set, in a suit. And I think that's going to be the look, man. There's just something about that. There's something about that look, like dressing that up. Let me see if I can find a good picture. There's something about dressing that up that makes it feel like a level up, makes it feel like a step up, makes it feel like it just feels right. I don't know how to put it into words. Let me see if I can screenshot. Yeah, I took a screenshot for people that didn't see it. And it's probably a terrible screenshot. It is. You know what's funny? I got a couple of suits. Yeah, this is a terrible screenshot, but you can see the tan suit. So my producer, Rob Lewis, when we were rehearsing, I wore this gray suit like 2 or 3 times. And he would refer to it as a tan suit. And so I'm like, I have a tan suit, like a cream colored suit, but I never wore it here. And so Rob actually wasn't there on the day we debuted, but I'm like, he must have had a vision, a premonition. I'm like, I'm gonna wear the tan suit. So yeah, thanks. We'll see what I put on for this weekend or this Friday coming up. But it's just that's what it is, right? I'm trying to level up. I'm trying to do different things. And you see me in my house, I'm in a sleeveless shirt or a Yankee jersey. You see me at WFAN, I'm in a hoodie. I'm at WFAN, I'm in a hoodie and a t-shirt. Now you see me on a TV set, stage, lav mic with a suit. And it looks like you've seen, when you see this shot right here, this looks like somebody on real, like, national television. That's what we're going for, folks. That's what we're trying to do, folks. That's what the next thing is. Let's get on TV. And I've been on TV. I've been on Yes Network. I was on MLB Network, but like, let's take it to another level and be on television, talking sports. Why not? I think I can do it. Not even think, I know I can do it. All right, so I'm going to clear the YouTube chat and TikTok. I see you guys. I got the TikTok chat coming right after YouTube. Above all, God and family first, of course. It's funny because when I say that, and shout out to user 5591, WFN lost a gem with you. Miss you on the fan. You're the GOAT, Keith. Appreciate you. Richie says, Keith, why did you leave the fan? Because God put it on my spirit. Because I was working at night for 4 years, and for 2.5 of those years, it was a struggle. It was tough. Just the work-life balance and the schedules of my wife and my son being the opposite of mine. And I've told this sob story 100 times, but what I'll say is, once I actually realized, like, that's what I needed to change, once I actually realized, like, it's not all about me. It's not all about, like, oh, I got this radio job. I got this show. I got to do this show. Like, once I put them first, all this other stuff started to materialize and change, and I have no regrets. And I thank WFAM for the opportunity. If you watch Mic Check at the end, I thank Spike Eskin and Chris Olivero, because I don't get here without that. Without them taking a chance on me as a podcaster, I don't get here. Is that a double play? No, he's off the bag. Yeah, they're going to say he got him. They're going to say he got him. In your life, it's going to take people to believe in you. It's going to take people to say, yeah, we think you can do it. And that's what I'm hoping for next. I mean, that's what I have right now with the company doing my TV show, Media 2. They're taking a chance. They're saying, we believe in this guy. We think this guy's talented. We think this guy's hardworking. We think we can develop a show around him that people will want to watch. We've got 1 episode down. Episode 2 coming Friday. Doc looked good even though he repped the Mets. That's what he's supposed to do. My boy Aday in here. What's good, Aday? I'm sure you heard of Camp Oakers. Oh, yeah. I help out at that camp, 4 million O's camp. Oh, yeah, of course. Ray, you in my stomping grounds, bro. I didn't know that. Bro. You like you going to Oakers, you in my hood. Like you in my area. I used to camp Oakers. I used to go to Oakers Country Day School. I went to Ocean Township Elementary School. I went to Ocean Township High School. You in my hood. You in my area. Like, for real, for real. When you pull up, known as Rising Treetops Find Oakhurst 5 minutes away from MU. Yeah, at Monmouth University. When you pull up, yo, and you talk to some of the people around there, be like, yo, you ever heard of Keith McPherson? They probably say no, but somebody might know. I don't want to hear any smack talk from Mets fans for the rest of the year. Love to downplay Yankees' accomplishments. You're winning against bad teams. Meanwhile, they got swept by the Rockies. A day came in shooting right away. A day came in spraying at the Met fan right away. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yo, these Met fans trip me out, bro. Because they got to tuck their tails right now. Judge again. That ball's in the gap. Can he get to second? Go, ball, go. Go, ball, go. Get down, Judge. Get down and slide, Judge. Get down and slide, Judge. He ain't even got to slide. Stand up, double. Hey. Yankees are pretty good, huh? Yankees are pretty decent. That Aaron Judge is pretty solid, huh? I like the cut of his jib. And that's not even a pause thing. That's not even a pause thing. All right, let's see if we can do some 2-out damage here. Appreciate y'all on the TikTok, man. Oh, Beertopia in here. Beer here. What's good? Keith, you are the truth. The truth will set you free. And I'm going to be all that I could be. They're going to see me on the radio and TV. You dig? Ha. Richie says, much respect, Keith. You're the GOAT. Richie, thank you. Hey, Keith, real talk. What would you do with this Yankees lineup? Because to me, this lineup needs what? This lineup's up 4-zip. They have multiple hitters. They just added Jason Dominguez. Stanton's down. Nobody's crying about it. They might get one more bat at the deadline. If I was going to say anything that this lineup needs, a right-handed hitting catcher to platoon with Austin Wells. Austin Wells can't get this many at-bats. And J.C. Escar shouldn't be on the team. First base, you're good. Second base, you're good now that Jazz has figured it out. Shortstop, you've got Caballero and Volpe coming back. Those are the guys. That's what it's going to be. You've got Ahmed Rosario and Ryan McMahon at third base, and they've both had their moments, and that's fine, that platoon situation. In the outfield, all rise. Here comes the MVP, Aaron Judge, looking for his third in a row. Trent Grisham. You know what? They're not going to do it, but I would be interested to see. Man, throw Dominguez in center field. I dare you. I dare you to do it. I dare you to throw Dominguez in center field and see what happens. And you know what they're going to say? Yeah, what's going to happen is the ball's going to go over his head. Nah, let him play center field and let Belly play left field. Belly's another one who started cooking in the last couple of weeks. You can miss me with Randall Grichuk. That experiment was over before it started with me. The Yankees look like they're supposed to look right now, so I'm not about to complain. Luke says, miss you on the fan, King. They gonna miss me a little when I'm gone. Miss me a little when I'm gone. Yeah, I get it, you know. I listen to the radio because I'm a sports fan. I listen to WFAN because I'm alumni. I listen to WFAN because I'm part of the history of WFAN. I was on there. And, you know, something will happen. The Knicks will win or the Mets will lose. And I'll tune into WFAN and I just want to hear the callers. You know, it doesn't matter who's hosting. And what I'll say about WFAN is that will never die. Like that platform, the intimacy of putting the radio on and in your ears, you get live sports conversation in the middle of the night, whether it is the smooth sounds of Keith McPherson's voice or somebody else's voice. I'm not saying any names, but like there's always going to be someone there to host the nighttime and the overnight, and there will always be people calling. New York is so vast. There's so many people that listen, older people, younger people. And trust me, I read everything on the internet. I see a lot of stuff on the internet. There might be some people that complain about the people that are on. There were people that complained about me, you know, so you can't please everybody. but they're still listening. Go read on Reddit. Go read on Reddit the last few months. Go read on Twitter. Like I said, there are goofies on Twitter that are still like, you got fired from WFAN. It does, like, if you have half a brain, that doesn't make half sense. Why would I be fired? What? So like they fired me to replace me with whom? Why would I be fired and come back and do like over 10 different fill-in shows? If you fire somebody, you show them the door, they never come back. It shows me how much people don't understand about the industry, and that's okay. Hopefully one day they learn. But for me, I am blessed. I was given an opportunity to audition at WFAN in the summer of 2021. In the fall of 2021, I landed the job replacing, quote unquote, replacing the legendary Steve Summers. Steve Summers will never be replaced. Keith McPherson will never be replaced, but somebody will always be there to do the job. It is WFAN. It is 1019 FM, 660 AM, streaming on the free Odyssey app. It is the platform, right? It is the vehicle, not who's driving the vehicle. There are always different drivers, but people still get on the vehicle. People still get on that bus, no matter who's driving it. So, like, trust, I know that. For me, I couldn't do the night ride anymore. I did 4 years of the night ride, and I got older. I had a kid. I grew up, and I also started to think about things differently, and I realized, hey, this isn't for me anymore. I've got to bow out. And since I've bowed out, I ain't dead. Since I bowed out, I've got other opportunities. Mic check on YouTube this Friday. There's the new vehicle that I'm driving, and you've seen me do other things. If you've been paying attention, I was on Fox Sports Radio 4 different times with Rob Parker. I also have been on Sirius XM, so I'm still doing radio. I'm still doing sports talk radio, but I want to do more. I want to do television. I want to do social media content, influencer marketing. I want to do live events, hosting like I just did with Doc Gooden. I can't be confined to just nighttime radio anymore. It was not what I needed to be doing for myself and my family. I mean, one day people stop talking about it. Here we are now, 5 months later. I'm good with it. I'm good with my decision. I think WFAN is good with their decision, but I understand. Shout out to the people in the chat. They're like, we miss you on the fan. You know what it is? Because it's a habit. It is a routine. It becomes part of your lifestyle. It becomes part of your everyday. And that's the biggest thing that I said. But like now I'm replacing it, right? Biggest thing for me that I said was I didn't know how many people I was going to let down because there's no way to really know. You see more negativity on the internet as far as people that like are haters. Max Fried's at 71 pitches here. Count is 0-2. 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. Let's get out of this right now at 71 pitches, about to be 72. Strike him out. Strike 3. Max Fried. But yeah, back to what I was saying. My biggest thing is I don't ever want to let people down. And there were so many people that wrote to me about how disappointed they were. And a lot of people asked, yo, are you going to do a podcast? I've done a bunch of these live streams, and now there is a show that will be developed into a podcast. So if you rock with me, you miss me, you want to hear me, that will be available to you. Mic check with Keith McPherson on YouTube every Friday for a month. And then we're going to probably try to ramp that up to 2 days a week. And then the podcast, the way I see the podcast is once we do make it audio only podcast, because right now it's for video, it's for your eyes. But once we make the audio only version of it, I can do that right here. I can do 15, 20 minutes a day. You know, I can do multiple podcasts a week. I come from the podcast game. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. And it's a building process. It takes a while to build. And I know I'm not in any rush. But I'll own it. It'll be mine. Right? If it takes 20 years to build, so be it. It's not going to take 20 years to build. But if it takes 20 years to build, okay, in 20 years, I'll own it and I'll pass it over to my son. If it takes 20 years to build my YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers, okay, I'll own it and I'll pass it down to my kid. It ain't going to take 20 years. Everything is faster. When I left my marketing job in 2018, I told my wife, I thought it was going to take 10 years to get on. I thought it was going to be 10 years, 10 years to even get like a good amount of followers, a good amount of notoriety. I don't want to say be famous because like, what is fame now? Everybody's famous now. But like, I literally was like, yo, it might take 10 years. And what I felt when I quit my marketing job was I got to start now. I got to start now. And it took 1 year to get on the Yes Network and have a good podcast, 3 years to get on WFAN, 4 years to get on MLB Network. I was like, this didn't take no time at all. I wonder why. Why then? Why was it so accelerated? Why did it work for me? Because I had a combination of things. Marketing experience, radio television experience from college, from school. I'm not the best looking guy, but I'm not fat. I'm not ugly. And when you combine the work ethic with all of those things, looks, appearance, know-how, it can happen faster. It can happen faster. And I'm highly competitive. I'm willing to compete with anybody. So I'm still competing out here, and you will see me. You will see what pops up next. Let's see. Speaking of what pops up next, I see my guy at Ace Avenue in here, member for 3 months. Speaking of that, so like what I'm going to start doing for some of the members is the members will be able to get behind the scenes access. The members will be able to get bonus content from Mic Check. Like we'll end the stream for just regular subscribers, but then we'll do a bonus where subscribers or members that subscribe can like have their own part of the show, get questions, stuff like that. You know. Shout out to the Ace. I've been watching your stuff, bro. You got great content. You got a great personality. I obviously connected with you and saw you through the Morning Brew with Hector, but then I started watching your stuff and watching some of your streams. I forget what night it was. I was watching you and some other cat, and I was like, yo, they're killing it right now. They're killing it right now. And that's another thing about me. You know, I also win. I support other people. So many people act like they can't support other people. So many people act like they're too big to support people that don't have as big of a name or following as them. I don't do that. Because when I was trying to get it right, like I was hoping that people would rock with me. So I just show love, you know? I just show love consistently. I show love to people that like are people, man. I don't care how many followers you have, because there's some people with a lot of followers. They're lames, they're nerds, they're losers, bro. You know, they're like their followers don't go with them everywhere, but they think that they do. Dominguez, embrace the Martian, embrace the Martian. Dominguez, knock, and then they hit him with the yeah. And I like Dominguez with the like Lady Liberty gloves. You know, okay. Stuff is rolling in the chat. We got a gift from the Ace Avenue. Gifted one Keith McPherson membership. Ace has been an avenue for Ace to Avenue. The Ace Avenue has been a member for 3 months. He gifted a membership. I don't know how that works. Exactly. That's a good term for it. Ace says, Keith, he said, appreciate you, my guy. Keith is ultra supportive, never gatekeeps. Like, that's what I don't like too, bro. I don't like that gatekeeping. Like, people act like once they get on, everybody can't get on. There's room for everybody. They don't want to help other people because they're like, I got on and I don't want you to take my spot. Come take my spot if you can take my spot. That's what I mean about competing. I'm ultra competitive. Like, I'm down to compete against anybody. I'm down to, let's see who's who and what is what. You know, let's see who is who and what is what. I think if more people showed love, they find more people to work with. They find more people that they vibe with. Like, why do you think I got all these Yankee fans I vibe with? I've been doing this for mad long. I was in the fan cave in 2014. Like, I was in the MLB fan cave in 2014 as the one Yankee fan connecting with all the Yankee fans through the fan cave. And I kept doing it and I kept going. And back then, was I thinking like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking I'd be doing this. Like I couldn't imagine it then. I knew it was a gateway. I knew it was an opening for me. I knew it was a start of something, because the fan cave was like 25,000 people apply to be in the fan cave, and only 8 of us made it. All right, let me go back in the chat. The Purple Empire State Building. Yo, that's another thing about the Mets. The Mets are being not just trolled by Yankee fans. Mets, the Mets are being trolled by everyone. Mets fans are getting roasted by everyone. The Mets social, like the Twins social media team, the Rocky social media team, they're cooking the Mets. They're the butt of every joke, yo. They're clowns. Like they're a clown show, bro. They got Mr. Met doing a handstand on the dugout while they're getting smoked. And everybody's laughing at them. But you know why? Everyone is laughing at you, Met fans. Come close. Come close. Come close. Come close. E- Everyone is laughing at you, Met fans, and not feeling bad for you because you were so arrogant and cocky and peacocked around because Juan Soto went to the highest bidder. Come a little closer. Do you remember me telling you Juan Soto would have been a Savannah banana if they bid $1 more? It was never you. It was always the money. It was never the orange and blue. It was never the, you know what I'm saying? Sneezing on the truth. So Met fans ran around for a little while acting like, yes, we've finally been chosen. It's us. See, we're not the LOL Mets. And look now, you are the laugh out loud Mets. That people are laughing out loud at you more than ever. This is the worst start in your recent history, maybe all time. Maybe all time. Okay, Jaden, I see you in here. Yeah, Brody. I'm texting Jaden right now. 8:05 start. So I had to go live. 8:05 start. Like I said, it's tough to go live when my baby doesn't go to sleep. Like, because it's chaos in here. But the boy is sleeping right now. The boy is asleep right now. And I know how important it is to tap into the audience. I know how important it is to tap into subscribers, followers. I rock with y'all, right? How can I ask you to watch my show on Friday and not do any lives in between? The TikTok chat is going crazy. Let me go back. Richie says he wants a show with C-Mac and Keith. C-Mac and I did a couple of shows. We did a couple fill-in spots. I rock with C-Mac. C-Mac is great. What I always say about C-Mac, he is classically trained as far as like WFAN style of radio. He's come through that school for 20 years, and he's not a social media guy. He's a radio guy. And when you talk about ball knowers, the top ball knowers at WFAN are Evan and C-Mac. Who am I? Like, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Who are the top ball knowers? You put me up there with them, but I'm not in the fold. Boomer, Geo, you think that do they know more ball than Evan and C-Mac? No. Tiki, Morash? No. Craig? No. Now what Craig knows is radio. Craig is a Hall of Famer at radio, but like we know, and Craig knows. He doesn't know the names of the players. He doesn't know the storylines. He doesn't know all of the history that got us to this point, but he doesn't have to because he's so good at radio, theater of the mind, making you laugh, bringing you down a path, talking about things, making you laugh, making you think. Craig is a wizard at that. I love Craig. But when we talk about who knows ball, when you're listening to the radio, Tommy Lugauer, Al Cintrone, put Gordon Damer up there. Put Mark Malusis up there. Now that we're getting further away from the like everyday people, Gordon Damer and Mark Malusis are two of my favorites. They know what they're talking about. Joe Beningo too. But you know, Joe is Joe. I'll leave it at that. Who else? Pete Hoffman. Pete knows what he's talking about. But anyway, as you know, I don't want to disparage anybody. What I'm doing is giving credit to, like, when I listen, Evan Roberts and Chris McMonagle, they know sports. They know all the sports. They know all New York sports and what they're talking about. And for me, being someone that knows what he's talking about and knows ball too, I need that, because if you say something that's a dead giveaway that you don't know what went on or what you're talking about, I could tell you didn't watch, or I could tell you don't know. Um, all right, I see y'all in the chat. Chat is active, and we're gonna rock for a little while. Um, Look at Billy Martin. Um, America first. I don't care. I don't care. Um, Ray says Evan wants Alex Cora as manager. Did you hear him say that? I don't know. I think I heard Evan today say that it wouldn't happen. It's not gonna happen. You know. Yeah, I'm reading some. So some of you guys put some things in the chat that like I've learned to just not even read out loud. I just kind of scroll through them. Um, Nick's tape. What do I mean? I don't care. What America First wrote in the chat. I don't care. I like. Why would I care? How would I know? How would I know if that's true or not? How would I know when that happened or not? That's so long ago. I don't care. You know how many shows I've done since that point? It doesn't change anything. Kevin says, Keith, I always thought you and BT should have been a baseball pod together. That would be a great listen. I think I did one show with BT. I would definitely do a show with BT. I've done shows with Sal. But see, that's another thing too. And it is what it is. But like I noticed like last summer, instead of with BT and Sal's show, if Sal was on vacation, they would just have BT host the show himself. If BT was on vacation, they would just have Sal host the show himself. It was never like that. It was always like, yo, we will get one of the nighttime guys or somebody to fill in. So if one of the daytime hosts was on vacation or out sick or whatever, you would get called up from the nighttime. There was like a few months of a stretch last year where I was like, yo, I'm just doing nights. I'm not getting called up. Why? You know, and it is what it is. And I'm free to talk about it now. Sometimes it's an oversight, sometimes it's intentional. But like even now, Evan and Tiki show, Evan will be out, Sean goes into the big chair. Tiki will be out, Sean goes into the big chair as they call it. It used to not be structured like that. It used to be different. But like whatever. Um, used to call up Big Mac from the overnight or me from the nighttime or Sal from the overnight or me from the nighttime to fill in. What I don't know. I won't say exactly why that changed. I don't know the answer to that. But I know when you're doing nights or doing overnights and you don't ever get a break from that to come up, it can wear on you. And I'm speaking for all of the guys that have done it. It's like, hey, throw us a bone, you know? It's part of the game. That's what it's supposed to be. Virgo says, we rock with you. No, I know. I know who rocks with me and who doesn't rock with me. And the people that don't rock with me, I appreciate them because they pretend like they don't rock with me, but they do. The Good Shepherd, just checking in and saying what up before post-game show. Appreciate you, bro. I actually meant to tap in with you, dude. If you're still in here, he's probably not in here because this was 8 minutes ago. I need that clip from me joining your show on Sirius XM. I'll text you. I've been asked to collect my appearances. I did um, I did a not CBS. I did Sirius XM NFL guest appearance, and then I did a Sirius XM NBA appearance. And so, you know what I think too? Right now, people are trying to figure out like, are you able to do national sports coverage? And that's where I'm going. Like, yes, I'm not just New York sports. I don't even root for all the New York teams. I really just root for one. You know, like, are you able to get on Sirius XM and host a national radio show and talk about the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball? Absolutely. I'm ready right now. I'm ready today. Like, absolutely. Max Fried is at 80 pitches. He's got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 4-0 Yankees as he faces Young. Josh Young steps in, and he's been mowing him down. Josh Young works a walk. Or I might be a little bit behind. Let me refresh this, and then let me check my scoreboard as well. Because my scoreboard has a 2-2 count. It's 3-2 on my screen. It's fine. Hold on. Give me a second. Yo, thanks for your patience. I had to relieve myself, get some more water, and also take my allergy pill and my magnesium so I can get a restful sleep tonight. All right, quickly in the chat. Ade says, Keith, I wanted to interview you when we record our next song. I have a good setup and questions for you. I know I said yesterday, or I know I said tomorrow. I'll hit you on the side, bro. Because we're gonna need time. Send me the beat so I can put some bars together. And I just like what I'll say is, now that my show went live, right? It's one thing to open Pandora's box with leaving WFAN and stepping down from the nighttime spot. 5 months exactly go by, and now I've opened up another box of, oh, here's my show on YouTube. It looks like TV. I'm going to turn this into a podcast. This is going to be my platform. I'm going to interview guests. I'm going to take on advertisers, sponsors. We're going to build this thing. I've now stepped into like a whole nother realm of like busyness that I didn't have like last week or prior. And I've been busy doing things, but like now I have calls and meetings about what's this? What are you doing with this? What's like, how can we get involved with it? Like, so I want to do what we are planning on doing without letting that cat out of the bag. But I need a couple days to figure out when I can actually do that. Maybe Friday. Maybe Friday. Maybe Friday. Keith, I always thought you and BT should do a baseball pod. I saw that. Keith, yo, you funny. Is that out? No, that's warning track. Thought Grisham got a hold of one. Thought Grisham hit one out. Oh, TikTok tried to get me for inactivity. Unable to verify TikTok because I walked away. Look, now I got to move this puzzle piece on TikTok to stay in the TikTok live. TikTok people, I'm here. Hello. I didn't go anywhere. Well, I did go somewhere, but they try to get you up out of the paint. They try to move you out for inactivity because some people can game the system. I do get like a couple cents or dollars off these lives. So I guess like if somebody was able to just set up a camera and run it live all day, they'd get paid off that. It's actually me here. What was I gonna say? Oh, let me clear the YouTube chat, and then I will get back to the TikTok chat. More gifted memberships. Kevin, appreciate it. I'm not sure what I said at 9:40. Keith, spot on. All right, let's see. I'm scrolling through faster. I'm not a fan with Severino returning. What are you talking about? Virgo? Ho ho ho, let's talk sports, Robin. What's that mean? I don't know what some of y'all be on. Do you have the Padres or the Cubs tonight? Padres. Somebody asked me what my preseason prediction for the World Series was. And just spitballing, I said Padres, Mariners. Now, I don't believe that. This is why I need water. I've got the allergy cough. It's like the pollen tickle in your throat cough. It's like it's just up under me. And as I look, the Padres are up 1-0, bottom of the first. I don't know. I just like what the Padres and Mariners did. Felt like they were decent. Felt like they had a good opportunity to get something done. Maybe win this year. I don't know. Nick's tape says you and Tommy would do numbers. Tommy's somebody I've never done a show with. Nicole Adamo in here. What's up, Nicole? As I was speaking about Sirius XM, Nicole did plenty of years on Sirius XM. Maybe she still does. I don't know. I gotta hit Nicole. I don't know if our number's still the same. Nicole, if you're in the chat, text me. Let me try. Let me try her number. Hey, testing to see if this is still your number. I've got like 8,000 phone numbers in my phone. Shout out to my guy Anthony Fernandez who hit me. And he just paid me a big compliment. He's like, I don't know if this is still your number. Super proud of you. He was like, you were always that guy from when we were in school as kids to now. Like, keep doing your thing. And I'm like, same number. And I appreciate it, bro. Like somebody you hang out with in elementary school tapping back in. I had the same number since I was 13. That's impressive. It's hard to do. I've had different numbers in between in different phones, but for the most part, my main line been the same main line. Call the crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. All right, back to the chat. Before you block me again, Keith, that was a Howard Stern joke. I'm a supporter. I listen to Cam to Am regularly and met you outside the stadium a few years ago. If I blocked you, you probably were talking crazy out of the side of your neck. Ho, 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 let's talk sports. Robin is, I guess, in reference to his co-host, Robin. And this is not a two-way street, bro. Like, your profile is Beavis Lee Ray 7305 with a picture of Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. I don't know who you are at all. You can see me. You can hear me. You know this is me. And I appreciate the support. You say you listen to my show regularly. You met me outside the stadium a few years ago. I can't remember or recall that moment because I can't see you. I don't know who you are. Moe B in here. What up? What's up, Keith? Chef Nick from the New York Mania podcast family. Just subscribe. Appreciate your content and work. Keep cooking, brother. Word. I have to check you guys out. Isn't the show on Friday? The show is on Friday, but it's not going to be Friday night. That first premiere was Friday night. Nana says, talk World Cup. Are you ready? Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because somebody mentioned to me putting me in the World Cup. And I'm like, I don't play. Nah, I mean, like at one of the games, because I'm a sports content creator in the area, there's going to be opportunities for sports content creators in the area. So, Nana, I am not ready for the World Cup, but I am a very good researcher. Like, I will do my homework. Oh, judge again. Judge again. Stay up. All right. Judge got two doubles and a homer. Almost drove in Ben Rice. Nana said, put me on. Maybe, bro. If they send me 2 tickets, holler at me. But the World Cup, I live in Hoboken. The World Cup is 20 minutes from here. If somebody puts me in, like, we were just having conversations about hosting things, content. That's another thing I do, right? Like, I don't just do radio. I make content. Like, I make videos. I go out and I record stuff. I edit the videos. I put them out. They do numbers. Look at my Instagram. Look at my, not so much my TikTok. Everything I do is performing better on Instagram. TikTok sucks. TikTok is whack. I got a game for Ghana and Philly. Yeah, I keep forgetting that they're in Philly too. I feel like Philly's not going to be as lit as up here. Demon D in here. What up? Some of my regulars pulling up. That's what I'm saying, bro. Why would you remember that I was one of probably hundreds of people saying what's up? That's what I'm saying. It's not a two-way street. I have probably met 200 people at Yankee Stadium. So I appreciate it. And if I blocked your account, your other account, is probably because you said something crazy. You probably said something reckless where I was just like, yo, let me get you up out of the paint. Yo, Keith, top 5 Jersey restaurants. I can't do Jersey restaurants. I could do like Jersey Shore, Jersey City. like in Jersey City, like Raza, Taqueria downtown. Um, there's some good spots. I don't know if I can't do five. I can't do five in New York either. I'm not like a restaurant. Like shout out to my wife. My wife had the plug. We've ate at a lot of fancy restaurants, but I just go and I don't remember them, and I don't post them either. Um, LZN in Hoboken. Shout out to Jay Schmeez in here. That's a good spot. I've been over there before. There's a lot of good spots in Hoboken. My wife knows all the spots. I just go there, we eat, and I dip. And I don't. A lot of times I don't post because I'm not even trying to give them free promo unless we're doing some type of deal. If you ever see me post a restaurant, it's because I like got paid to go there or like got my meal comped or something. Jersey Shore, Surf Taco, Windmill, Pete and Elda's, fucking Juniors, Nelly's. I'll be at all the drunk spots. I'm a huge soccer guy. Can't wait for the World Cup. I played at Brookdale. Ticket prices and transportation prices are gonna be crazy. Shout out to Brookdale. Fun fact about me: when I transferred from James Madison University to Monmouth University, I missed the cutoff by this much. I had to do a semester at Brookdale, so I have like 9 or 12 credits that transferred over from Brookdale. What's your Chinese food order? I was always General Tso's or sesame chicken. Um, I used to do General Tso's chicken with white rice, pork roll or egg roll, um, pork egg roll, soda or water bottle. Then sesame chicken. I was sesame chicken, pork fried rice, egg roll. Get a lunch combo. But I don't eat it anymore. As I've gotten older, I don't eat. I don't eat bad. It ain't worth it for me. It ain't worth it for me in the gym, and it also is not worth it for me in the stomach. It's hard to keep your abs. It's also not worth what you got to deal with when you what goes in, what must come out. Sean McCreary in here. Sean McCreary 2021. What's up? Beavis says, also, I wasn't saying ho, I was misspelling who, I guess is the way Howard. Okay, got it. We're good, Beavis. You're all good. I'm not trying to block anybody, man. We're all being respectful. We're talking about restaurants and food. When I go back home, I go to Blue Swan Diner. When I go home, I used to eat Rizzo's Pizza. Where else we used to eat at? MJ's, Applebee's, in Asbury, Taka in Asbury. What other spots in Asbury? I don't know. Fiore's in Hoboken. That's a good pull. Fiore's in Hoboken. That's a good pull. I'm not like that. I'm not like a foodie like that where like some people got these places that they go over and over again. They like remember the names and menu. I'm not like that. I cook a lot. It's like I said, I'm trying to stay slim. I'll pause the game to tap in with you. I'm going to go back to the broadcast. Appreciate you, bro. We're going to wrap this game up. Camilo Duvall on the mound. 4-0 Yanks. Here we are in the bottom of the 7th. He's thrown 5 pitches. If you look up top, my score bug is accurate. And let's get a good showing out of Camilo Duvall here. Don't give Jock Peterson anything to hit. Let's see. Okay, we're almost current here. Barnacle, Bills, and Rumson. Best Burger in NJ. I'm not a big Rumson guy. I've never been there. Does Craig Carton really eat as much food as he says he does? Yeah. I mean, he's got the plug everywhere. Gabriella's is one of his spots I haven't gone to. I got to get in there. Shout out to the good folks at Talercio's. If you don't know anything about Talercio's, you need to find out. Undefeated world champs. The undisputed champions of the world. Shout out to Eric over at Talercio's, bro. They can make anything. They got enough food in there and know-how in there
They can make anything. I just said don't give Jock Peterson anything to hit. Are you dumb? I just said don't give him anything to hit, bro. There goes the shutout. There goes the shutout. Because you gave Jock Peterson something to hit out of the ballpark. 415 feet, 108.2 miles an hour off the bat. Camilo Duvall, you have one job, bro. Come in there and hold. Now we got a little bit more of a game here, folks. We're not out of the woods yet, as we were trying to move this thing along. You are the best, Keith. Thank you as always. Better than listening to radio or TV regulars. But I'll be a radio TV regular again. This is just a shift. Like, this is just a evolution. Y'all thought I was going to do nighttime radio forever? That's not the goal. I mean, Steve Summers could do nighttime radio forever because he did nighttime radio for the 80s, 90s, 2000, like before we got to where we are. Like, if you're talented, you're not supposed to be a nighttime radio host forever. If you're good, you're not supposed to be on at night because that's when the audience is less and the advertising money and dollars are less as well. God, think about it. Also, if you want to have kids, right? I got one kid. If I want to have another kid, I can't be working in the middle of the night. Gotta do some stuff. 27 outs in here. Shout out to the good folks over at 27 OUTS. He hit that ball harder than Tommy Pham hit him. Yeah, Jock Peterson got us last year off Devin Williams, I believe. Talercio's is 10 minutes from me. I live in Homedale. Levotes is my spot. I've never been there. Levotes, is that how you spell it? I know Talercio's, though, because if I can get to Talercio's, I'm going to get to Talercio's because they got the fried raviolis. And like I said, they can make any kind of sandwich. Monmouth Mall, rest in peace. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy what Monmouth Mall has turned into. I was driving home the other day. When was I down there? They got a Whole Foods where the Monmouth Mall is now. It's crazy. Monmouth Mall used to be like Monmouth Mall used to be the spot that like all the kids from Monmouth County converged at. Like, I just went back to speak at my high school. Sorry, my allergies are killing me. I just went to speak at my high school, and they were talking about how the kids don't have school pride anymore. And I was like, what? I'm like, yo, we used to wear our varsity jackets to the mall, and it was like a showdown. I'm like, that's how I know I'm washed. These kids don't have pride anymore. Like, we would go to the mall and look at like rival schools and their varsity jackets and like grill them or mug them and like look like, you know, they're not on our level. And now nobody's in that mall anymore. And they're turning it into like a living community. There's going to be like condos and apartments over there and a Whole Foods. Chris says, nah, your hairline is elite. I'm blessed, bro. I got the fade too. The fade crispy right now. Feel me? Your fade still crispy. Feel me? You know? I can't give y'all the secrets, though. And I got the long hair, don't care. I am blessed. Because my hair didn't look like this. When I started my journey, which is something I always talk about, when I started my journey in 2018 to become who I felt like I truly wanted to be and needed to be, I said I'm not cutting my hair anymore. And this is something for you guys, and however you express yourself or however you choose to put yourself out in the world. I always felt like I needed to cut my hair. I always felt like I needed to have a low haircut. It's kind of effed up, but like when you're black, they make you think that like you gotta like be ashamed of your natural hair. And so I would get different jobs and I would get a haircut to kind of conform and not stand out too much. And I got a job where right before I got the job, when I interviewed, I had a fro hawk and it was like half blonde. And I remember I went to Coachella with it. I got to see if I could pull up a pic. Um, and when I got the job, they were like, "You cut your hair?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, why'd you cut your hair? They clowned me for cutting my hair, and I was like, "Damn, I love that look. I need to grow my hair back." You know what I said? I made a pact with myself and a commitment with myself, and I said, "I'm quitting this job, and I'm gonna let my hair grow, and whatever my hair looks like is what my hair looks like, and if whoever doesn't like it doesn't like it. They're gonna have to accept me for me." It worked. It worked. I went Super Saiyan 4. I went Super Saiyan 4 out here, bro. My hair, like, what? God bless me. God did. My hair got long. My hairline is intact. I got the fade. I got the long hair, don't care. I did not used to look like this. I was a little corporate nerd. So Nicole's number was still the same. Are you still? No, I don't know how to pose a question. Boom. All right, back. Done. That question's out. She might still be watching. Nicole, if you're still watching, I just text you. Saw you in the TikTok chat. Lost my train of thought. Here we go now, top of the 8th here. Yankees still lead, but the lead is 3 runs, 4-1, after Camilo Duvall comes in and gives up a solo shot to young Jock Peterson. Shout out to all the love that was shown in the chat. The Ace Avenue, who has been a member for 3 months. The Ace Avenue gifted a membership. Kevin also gifted a membership. We're going to work on some members only content, specifically with my mic check show, to go live for you guys when we test, when we rehearse, when we do some behind the scenes things, some bonus content things. That will be for members only. On TikTok, if you're watching me on TikTok, I suggest you go to YouTube, search Keith McPherson or at McPherson Brand. You can also watch this on my Twitter account. I don't really like putting it on Twitter, but I have most of my followers on Twitter. So, yeah, if you want a larger audience of eyes and views, you got to go to Twitter, or at least for me. That's a foul ball. Sean writes, how long do you think Stanton will be out for? No IL stint for now. Hopefully back soon. No rush. The unfortunate thing with Stanton is this is our regularly scheduled programming. The unfortunate thing with Stanton is no one's surprised. The unfortunate thing with Stanton is the inevitable happened. The unfortunate thing with Stanton is injuries, like Cashman said, are a part of his game. We need him to be good for October. So, if there's a time to give him a little bit of a break, it's now. And that opens up an early window for Dominguez. Look at Dominguez getting an opportunity to play in April. Look at Dominguez getting an opportunity to join the big club in April. And shout out to him for being a good sport, being a young guy that went down there to AAA and mashed and has gotten an opportunity to come up and help the team. Nana said, I love wearing y'all jackets to talk about y'all. It was a flex. Yeah, it was varsity, bro. Like, I got a varsity jacket my sophomore year. You could not tell me shit. Like, I got the power. I was varsity track as a freshman, but I didn't have the audacity to get a track varsity jacket. I thought that was hella weak. I was varsity track as a freshman, and I waited. and I waited. Well, I didn't wait that long. I was varsity quarterback as a sophomore. So I did have to wait until that season was over. And once that season was over and I got my varsity letter, now I had 2 varsity letters, but I got my varsity letter where I could put track on the back. Um, yo, shout out to Jaden. Jaden just texted me, wow, what's wrong with having a track varsity jacket, Keith? No disrespect, but like that wasn't my main sport. That wasn't my main sport. I know that's somebody's main sport. I know that might be your main sport. Somebody else watching, that's your main sport. But like in my school, I was freshman quarterback and on varsity track. My sophomore year, I became varsity quarterback and I was still running varsity track, where it was worth the wait to put on that football track jacket, or that football varsity jacket was everything, bro. And to go to the mall, and like, what's crazy? Because I don't care that I'm washed. I'm old. I'm blessed to be old. I graduated high school mad long ago. We didn't have all this social media. We had like newspapers and forums. So like after my sophomore year playing varsity, there was only like 2 or 3 other sophomore quarterbacks in the Shore Conference that played. But like if you went to the mall with your varsity jacket, that was a way for you to like get some notoriety or get seen. Like I remember being in the mall, like, are you Keith McPherson? Yeah. Yeah, varsity, because it says quarterback, Ocean varsity with a football on the back. Like, yeah, why would I be wearing Keith McPherson's jacket? But what I'm saying is there was no way to look up my Instagram. There was no way to look up my Twitter. There was no way to look up my TikTok. They'll write about you in the newspaper. Your highlights will be on News 12. They'll write about you in a forum blog. And then if you went to the mall with your varsity jacket, you run into other kids and people from other towns that would be like, yo, that's Keith McPherson right there. That was my first little bit of being popping. That was my first little bit of like notoriety, where I'm walking around like, yo, they already know me. They know what time it is. I've been, trying to stay popping. I've been trying to stay known since then. STA, you still living in Ocean? Nah. I would love to move back. The houses are mad expensive. The houses are way too expensive. Kevin says he was a Freehold Mall kid, but went to Monmouth Mall all the time. We went to Freehold too. It was just a little bit more of a hike. Got to go up to, Route 18, 33. It's just a little further. I lived 10 minutes from the Monmouth Mall. I was like 30 minutes from the Freehold Mall. Beavis says, I live in upstate, but I've been to Monmouth Mall back in the 90s. Most malls are either gone or they're on their lot. Exactly. There are countless YouTube channels covering dying malls. Well, again, right? I was walking around a mall where nobody had a phone that could look up an Instagram and TikTok. Now you can buy stuff on Instagram and TikTok. Now, why would you need to go to a mall when you can buy whatever you want on Amazon? The technology killed the brick and mortar stores. Kevin said he was varsity soccer and track. The worst was band varsity jackets. You want to talk about the audacity to wear a band varsity jacket? You are different. You are bold. You'll get fried for that. You'll get fried for that. Like, yo, turn around. Is that a harp on the back of your jacket? What is that, a trumpet? Get the varsity band. But respect to our band, because our band used to hold it down. They used to tear it up. I used to love scoring a touchdown, and they used to be da na 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 na. They would play, our touchdown song was, they used to call him Mr. Touchdown. They used to call him Mr. T. He can run and he can throw. Give him the ball and just look at him go. They used to call him Mr. Touchdown. I used to, yeah. I don't know. I had a bunch of touchdowns in high school, so when they used to hit that banana, banana, I used to be on the sideline like, hey, 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 hey. Me and my boy Chittum, we scored all the touchdowns. Nana said he made. Nana's in the TikTok chat. Shout out to my dog Nana. He kills it on TikTok. He's got mad followers. He said he made our whole roster. What, on Madden? That's funny. Yeah, that band jacket was crazy work. Keith, have you been following playoff hockey? Nah. I've been distraught over the way the Devils situation went, and Devils got to start over. We were actually having production calls today about mic check, and it's like, yo, you got to talk a little bit of hockey. And I'm like, I don't care about the Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres. I don't care about the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't care about Carolina. So Carolina's already advanced. Colorado's already advanced. I'll tap in on whatever the main story is. I'd like to see, I don't know who I'd like to see win it this year. The Oilers? Nobody really. Dallas? Definitely not Carolina. Definitely not Pittsburgh. Definitely not Philly. Now it's the first I'm really looking at it. And what I used to always say, you can't be a diehard NBA fan and NHL fan. It's impossible unless you got nothing else going on. It's impossible to watch all of the games. They're at the same time. Like right now, and when I get done with this, I'm going to get into bed and watch the highlights. Ooh, look at the Magic. The Magic are up 82-78 right now over the Pistons with 7:40 left. I'm missing a good-ass game. I'll probably watch the replay tomorrow too. And the Suns are trying to not get swept by the Thunder. But they're probably going to get swept. So it's like, if you're an NBA fan and you're watching the Pistons and Magic, how can you be locked in on the Golden Knights versus the Mammoth, right? The Penguins beat the Flyers. Philly takes a 3-2 lead. Buffalo leads 3-1 over the Bruins. I guess that's a good story for the Sabres. That's what I might lean into. And at least Buffalo is New York. If I talk anything on Mike Check on Friday, we'll talk about the Sabres. But yeah, it's hard to be a basketball fan and hockey fan. Like, who has the time? Exactly. Yo, Kevin, you the man, bro. Kevin knows. Kevin says, Asbury Park Press sports section, bro. Yeah. Like, I still have a ton of those Asbury Park Press clippings. Nothing was better than playing in a Friday night game, getting up Saturday, riding my bike to Krauser's, 7-Eleven, or Food Town, and getting the paper and holding it up and showing people in the store like, I'm on the front of the paper. That happened like 3 times. Like, I'm on the paper, or open it up, and like you go to the sports section and it's like McPherson dominates, Ocean wins. Like it was such a simpler time, man. We didn't have all this technology. We didn't have all this social media. We didn't have all this stuff. Like as a kid, like that feeling of like being in Middlebrook apartments, carrying my bike down the steps, hitting my bike on the pavement and just riding. And I got a couple dollars. I got like $5 to go get 2-3 papers and come back and show my mom. Those were the days. Those were the days. September, October, weather's still not too cold. Just go downstairs in a T-shirt or a hoodie, ride your bike, go to the store, pick up the paper, and like you're in the paper. And you're waiting to see like what they wrote about the game the night before. Might be a little sore, might be a little banged up. But those are pure moments, man. Those are pure times. Dub said in here, what up, Dub said? Dub said 99 says, what's good, Keith? Bleacher Creatures. You know it. Reppin'. Isaac says the Oilers are getting bounced. Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess I haven't been paying attention, but if I said Oilers because, like, wouldn't we want to see Connor McDavid win one, right? But, yeah, they're down in the series, so they're not coming back from that. They're down 3-1 in that series. They're not coming back from that. They play Tuesday tomorrow. Yeah, they might be done. So, okay. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. But when I was, yes. Nicole, if you're still in the TikTok chat, I'm texting you back. Um, where are we at here? Where's the Yankee game at now? You guys are getting me distracted. See, I told you we're not out of the woods yet. Tim Hill is here. Runner on, 2 outs. Come on. Weasel out of this. Are the Pistons about to lose this game, bro? They are. I see. I'm a finesse guy said Pistons are the worst #1 seed. They are hella suspect. All that hype all season. Regular season is not the postseason. Regular season is not the playoffs. Matt says, Keith, you think Elmer getting called up soon? Nah, not yet. Not yet. Who's taking Heel's spot in the rotation? Rodon? Cole? I mean, we got all these games in a row, so I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. Well, no, these things tend to work themselves out, they say. Let me see. My sister Taylor gave me her Peacock login, but I think I'm only logged in on Apple TV. And it's funny because Apple TV is like, hey, don't you have another login? I'm like, nah. It's like, wait, this isn't your real account. So I don't even click on that. I just go with my sister's account because she's paying for it. Tim Hill with a walk, not great. Not great. All right, Corey Seager, don't make us pay. Corey Seager, please be kind. Strike out again. Oh. Ray, exactly, bro. Ray, you the man. Ray says, look where you are now from where you started. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Iceman coming. You know, I made a joke. I was like, I dropped before Iceman. I dropped my new show before Iceman dropped. That's crazy. I didn't think that would happen. Jack and Cheese in here. Let's go Yankees. Congrats on episode 1. Thank you, bro. Episode 2 loading. And we're going to do it bigger and better. Episode 2 loading. Can only improve. Kevin says, anyone but the Knicks win the title, and I'm good. The Knicks aren't going to win the title. The Knicks aren't going to win the title. I can assure you that. And I'm not hating on the Knicks. I just like there's better teams. Like if they're having this much of a struggle with the Hawks, and they shouldn't lose another game to the Hawks, but they probably will. There's just better teams. They're not the championship caliber team. Like OKC is about to sweep the Suns. Let me look at that score. Look at the Suns fighting. We saw that last night. Like the Rockets came out and fought for their lives. Speaking of fighting for their lives, here come the Suns. Let's see if they can hold off OKC from ending them tonight. And you know what? A lot of times in the NBA, and a lot of times in the NBA, and I don't care what anybody says, the gentleman's sweep is in play because of how the games are set up. No matter what, the Thunder got to go back to Oklahoma City. So wouldn't you rather? And I know they might beat them tonight, but they're not. There's no problem if they got to beat them in 5 because they got to go back to OKC. They rather beat them on their home floor anyway. You know, I know there's a thought that like you sweep them so you get extra rest, but it's like whatever. We got to get on a plane anyway. They got to go. They got to fly back to Oklahoma City from Phoenix anyway. So it's like the gentleman's sweep is always in play. You know what I'm saying? You see LeGrand as closer in the future, like the future of this season or the future like years down the line. Carlos LeGrand, yeah, he's got, fire stuff. He throws hard. I could see him being a Dellin Betances, a Roldis Chapman type now. But David Bednar is a closer. I don't know. Vegas has Caleb Downs as the only gold jacket player in the draft. I don't know what to say about that. Vegas has Caleb Downs as the only Hall of Famer in this year's draft. If he's a Hall of Famer, much has to happen. That's like yet to be seen. I don't know if you can say that with an entire draft class. I will say this. The Cowboys got lucky again. And the Cowboys always get lucky in the draft, but what do? They find a way to screw it up. They find talent, but then they find a way to not win a damn thing with that talent. So I'm not getting too hyped off that. And I froze my Dallas account. A lot of y'all won't let me out. I try to put the Cowboys fandom to the side. Do you see any Cowboy stuff out here? Do y'all see any Cowboy stuff out here? No, there ain't no Cowboy stuff out here. This is Yankee stuff. I tried to freeze my Dallas account, but every time I try to be a regular NFL fan, somebody got to come out and be like, he's a Dallas fan. He grew up a Dallas fan. This guy roots for the Cowgirls. Don't let him tell you he's not a Dallas fan. He's a whole Cowboys fan. I'm like, damn, let me be a free agent, bro. Let me hang that up. I did my 30-year bid. Okay, it's not a life sentence with Jerry Jones. Why y'all can't let me out? That's forever being a Cowboys fan? I'm stuck being a Cowboys fan forever? Damn. I didn't know it was like that. I made a mistake when Caballero, did he get hit in the head? I think he wore that off his shoulder. Somebody earlier was saying that we need to fight and brawl because they threw up and hit Judge. This was worse. This almost took his block off. Show the replay. Ooh, that went right off his shoulder. That was right off his shoulder. There we go. You are an NFL fan. That's what I am, bro. I'm just an NFL fan. I love a game, bro. Let me just be a blanket fan of the Shield. Patricia says, love that you're so involved with your son. Yeah, even when we started this stream, I was speaking. I'm still sleeping. I'm still speaking lightly. The boy's sleeping with his Spider-Man pajamas on. You can't really see with the glare, but yeah. I love my son more than I think I've ever loved anything or any human being. It's just like the best thing. It's one of the hardest things. It's not easy. It's extremely challenging on a daily basis, but like, I was carrying him from school today. And like there's some times that my son is just like so loving towards me, and there's nothing better. There's sometimes where my son is like, "No, daddy, don't talk, daddy. Leave me alone, daddy. Not you, daddy. I don't want you, daddy." My son literally be like, "I don't love you, daddy." And I know he don't mean it. But then the times where he's like, "Daddy, pick me up." The times where he's like, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." Like there's nothing better than that, yo. There's nothing better than that in the entire world. So you love that I'm so involved with my son. Shout out to you, Patricia. It is priority one. Um, and like I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to be something out here so that my son lives a better life, so that my son doesn't have to worry about anything, so that my son has everything that he needs and more. Because when I look at my son now at 3, I'm starting to see my eyes. I'm starting to see my body. I'm starting to see him start to look like me more. And I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Like it's crazy. Like the greatest power we have is to duplicate, to multiply, to make other human beings. Um, and I love my wife as well, but in a different way. You know, I love my wife in a way, just like I owe my life to her. I owe my life to my mom. I owe my life to my mom. I love my mom in a different way. Um, but like the love that I have for my son, I can't even put into words. Is like he's just like he's so little and cute, and like I don't know. I like the feeling that I have in my heart even talking about him. It's just changed me. It's changed me completely as a person. Everything that I do daily now is geared towards like I went for a run today, and I went for a run, and I literally timed my run up so that I could run and be at his daycare to pick him up. And today was a day that he didn't want to walk, and he wanted me to carry him, and my arms are burning. And he said, "Pick me up, daddy, pick me up." And I'm like, "Can I get a break?" But I'm just holding him because I think I told him, I made him a deal. I'm like, I am going to pick you up and hold you until you're like 6 or 7 years old. I think by like 8, you're gonna be too big and you're gonna be too heavy. But like my wife can't hold him. He's too big for her. I'm like, my son. And my son is the cutest kid. You guys will start to see him. I'll start bringing him to the stadium and whatnot. He's such a cute kid. Um, I just get so much pride when people see like how cute my son is, and then he's all over me. It's like it's a flex. It's a huge flex to have the best looking kid, have the cutest kid, and he's pulling on my pants, and he's begging me. Okay, what's going on with Caballero now? Did he just get ejected? Did he get tossed? See, this is part of the Caballero experience as well. He's a little bit of a hothead. Go back. I was I was pouring my love out for my son Jackson McPherson, the GOAT, the next GOAT. So Caballero makes this out at second base. And Corey Seager, the crafty veteran with the tag, pushes him all the way off. He was safe, but he was out with that. He didn't get ejected. He was tagged out. Happens. It happens. Grisham gets some. Nope, that's it out. Roll it along here. It's the ninth inning. We're wrapping this up. I took my allergy medicine. I took my magnesium. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to freaking bed. Is he a future athlete coming in the NFL draft 2047? Damn, that's scary too to think about. You know what I was thinking about with my son? I'm like, damn, bro, you got to go to mad classes. You got so much school. You got so many credit hours to do. Like, I felt bad. I'm like, bro, because we're thinking about him starting like pre-K, and I'm like, damn, if I had to go back and start all over from pre-K through college, I wouldn't do it. Nope. I'm like, damn, you got to sit in mad classrooms, bro. But maybe not. If I'm rich and I have a business, I have a business. I'm not rich yet, but like if I have a business and I have a brand And my son just works for me. Maybe he doesn't have to go to as many classes as I had to go to. I was like, damn, bro, you got so much homework to do. John Sutter said, "Are you still on the fan? I enjoyed listening to you on the fan." I am a part-time fill-in host on the fan, and I would say that like in the bench or the bullpen, I should probably be the first guy out of the bullpen, first guy off the bench, but I'm definitely like one of the last guys. So like I think I was on the last two times I was on WFAN, I was on March 7th and I was on March 7th and then I wasn't on again until April 17th. So if I'm keeping that pace, like I won't be on until May something. But like I'm not heartbroken over that. I'm not worried about that. That's not the focus right now. I I have speaking of hours, right? I have so many hours on WFAN. Like you know me from WFAN. I have my own show for 4 years. It is time to grow and do other things. It is also time for bed. Bedtime. David put him to bed now. Is about to enter the game. Jeep teacher says you're doing amazing, Keith. Yeah. Thanks. I'm telling you, I can't tell you, anymore like how important it is to me to take care of my kid. And I know there are a lot of guys on the planet that aren't like that. And I think that shit is foul. I don't understand it. I don't get how dudes just like have a kid and are not there for him all the time. Have a kid and are not just like I don't know. Like my son is in my heart. Like when my son is sick, I don't feel right. When my son is crying and throwing a temper tantrum, I've kind of gotten over that, but like I try and get him right. I don't know how there are so many dudes on the planet that have kids and they go days and weeks and months and years not seeing their kid. Like, what the hell? How do you live? Like, how do you function? Like, that doesn't make you feel some type of way? That won't be me, yo. That won't be me. That won't be me. I told my wife and my son, I'm like, y'all stuck with me. We might not agree on everything. We might not, we might get on each other's nerves. We might not, like each other for a couple hours of the day, but we are stuck together, yo. 89-86 Magic over the Pistons right now with 1:35 left. The Thunder go on a run before halftime to go up 75-67 on the Suns. They might just sweep the Suns. The Suns don't have it. The Suns don't have it. As I was talking about, oh, maybe they'll gentlemen sweep them because they got to go back to OKC. No, the Thunder might just end this tonight. E-Boogs in here. Shout out to E-Boogs. I should get my son Yankee pajamas. He used to have like a Yankee onesie when he was really little. But now all his pajamas are like whatever they sell in like Target and Walmart. Bluey, Toy Story, Spider-Man. I don't know about Yankee pajamas, but he's got a Judge jersey. He's got a Jeter jersey. He's got Judge player tee. He's got this like Yankees monster truck shirt that he likes to rock. He knows the Yankees. He's into the Yankees because he's spoiled. He's been to suites. He's been to like he got to go to spring training every year. He's been alive. And because of me, like he's got to meet Susan Waldman, Michael Kay, Joe Girardi, Paul O'Neill. We got pictures of him as a little baby with like all the Yes Network crew. I'm like, how is this guy not going to be a Yankee fan? Oh no, here it goes. Runner is on. What happened here? Jazz gets to the ball and he just doesn't make a good throw. He rushes the throw. That ball is offline, not even close. Runner on in the ninth. Not good. Not good. You ready for Little League? My son is a little slugger. Nah, my cousin Frankie got his son playing, and I know he loves it. I'm like, I'm not ready for that Little League. Beertopia says PJ Masks. Paw Patrol he's into. PJ Masks I haven't put him on to. My cousin Miles was into PJ Masks. Paw Patrol, my son is Paw Patrol everything. Just make one play. Oh no. You can't be serious. Not making any play. 2 on, no outs. This is panic time. No, this is panic time. We need outs. Why am I don't know. A day. What? I'm not ready to be on a field. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like when my son plays baseball. I don't know if I'm trying to coach. I don't know if I can handle that. I'm competitive. I might be out there wilding. I don't know. We got a couple years for that. He's only 3. We got a couple years for that. We got a couple years for that. He is so cute. Be proud. I am. I'm very protective of him. That's why I don't post him a lot, because there's too many weirdos on the internet. I see what people write about me, and I see how people come at me. I've had some bad experiences where people have said stuff about my wife, and I don't like that. So like I try not to post my son too much, because it's like people will cross that line anonymously, and you can't get no get back. They can say whatever they want about you and your family from an anonymous thing. So like I don't even give them the option. Like I keep that separate. I learned a long time ago. I remember I didn't know I was gonna be famous. Like I posted pictures of me and my wife's like engagement. I proposed in London. So I put that up. And then when we got married over by the water in Jersey City, and we had those pictures. So like one day I was on MLB Network, and this guy responded to something that I said on MLB Network. And he had a dog in his photo. So I start clowning him, and I start calling him dog. And then he goes and he scrolls all through my Instagram. This was 2022. I got married in 2021. So he goes back through my Instagram. He finds a picture of me and my wife, and he posts a picture, and he responds. He says, "Your wife looks like a dog." And my wife does not look like a dog. My wife's a good looking girl. But like I remember I was driving from Secaucus to the Bronx. And it made me so mad that like somebody would even go do that. Like, yo, wait, you just took it to another level, bro. You're scrolling through my Instagram, screenshot and putting it on Twitter, and you bringing my wife into this. Like, and I can't even do anything about this because your profile picture is a dog. Yankees Twitter handled my light work. I remember I basically quote tweeted it, and I was like, yo, this guy wants to like take shots at people's family. This guy did the wait. They reviewed that and they said he's safe. What's taking so long? I hate that stupid music they play too. Yo, you smart, bro, because people are shisty, they're grimy. You post your kids online, you basically put them out there to be attacked. You post your significant other or your family online, and if you're a public figure, people can say whatever they want about me. I don't care. But like taking shots at people's family members, like that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Okay, it's overturned. He's out. So yeah, that was that one experience I had where Yankees Twitter, they exposed this guy. They found this guy's address. They basically they went and found all his stuff. And the guy ended up messaging me, asking me to like call the dogs off, apologize. And he's like, "I'm sorry, man. If I ever see you at the stadium, I'll buy you a beer." I'm like, I don't want to buy no beer with you. I don't want a beer with you. I don't want to meet you, bro. I'm like, you wild out. You took it to a different level. But it just taught me then and there. I'm like, it's not worth it. Like my wife didn't ask to be famous. My wife didn't ask to be all over my social media. I don't post her. My son is not trying to be famous. I'm not putting him all over my social media to be subjected to that. Because people are wild. You can say whatever you want about me, and people say wild, racist, crazy, stupid shit about me, and it is what it is. It comes with the territory. I accept it because it's like, okay, what's the opposite? I've lived the opposite. Nobody know who you are, and nobody say anything at all, or everybody know who you are, and a lot of people are gonna say a lot of different crazy, stupid things, whatever. But I don't cross that line. I leave people's family members out of it. I think that's supposed to be like man law, common code, even on the internet. You don't talk about somebody's family, bro. You don't talk about somebody's family. Like, you leave that shit out. You don't take shots at people's family at all. I don't care. I don't care if you're trolling. I don't care if you hate the person, whatever. Like that's just a hard line. Women and children, leave the women and children out of it, bro. So yeah, you guys will always hear me talk about my wife and my son and even my mom and my sister. I don't even my sister, right? Like I don't post. I post my sister if I share some of her stuff. I've posted her from time to time, but I don't post her too much because it's like I know if somebody say some dumb shit about my sister, I'm gonna feel some type of way, and I'm not gonna let you get to me like that. Popped up, nope, foul. They oh what the hell happened there? How'd that ball hit something and come when it hit something in the roof and come back into like the third baseline? Yeah. Can we go after Incarcerated Bob? Nah, I think Incarcerated Bob has me blocked. I think him and I had like maybe one or two things, and he blocked me, and I don't rock with him just because like his subject matter. Right? See, a day goes. I didn't even know you had a sister. Exactly, exactly, bro. But one day you'll see it. One day when I'm rich and I'm famous, and they do a whole reality show on me and my family, you'll see everybody. But then we'll be getting paid $1 million for the show, so it won't matter. Kyle Higashioka strikes out. One more out away. One more out away. And then we'll wrap up. We'll do a quick little post game show. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? And then I'm a tuck. I got shit to do tomorrow. Every day. Mic check is live. So once you do the first episode, you gotta do a second episode, and then a third episode, and then a fourth episode. And I think by the time we do that, we'll ramp up to maybe twice a week, change the date, do some other things. Like the show will evolve. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Just a different look, right? I told y'all for weeks and months, I'm working on something. I'm working on something. I'm working on something. Where's the podcast? Where's the podcast? I'm like, I'm not gonna just do a podcast. I will do a podcast now, but like, it's a TV show. When you watch it, then you say, "Oh, this looks like a TV show. It looks like a TV set. Oh, this is nice." Yes, I've been been working on that since January. Honestly, first time I saw a studio was January 7th. I just didn't tell nobody. Jazz again. Oh, bro. Jazz got the yips at the end of this game, bro. What the hell? What the helly? Jazz can't field on that turf. Jazz can't field on the turf. All right, let me see what else was in the chat. I know we were talking about Paw Patrol. My Patricia said my dad taught us all to play baseball, even his daughters. Yeah, should play softball, same game. No, said Sam loves Paw Patrol. They all do. Who's the best player in the league right now, Nana? In Major League Baseball, Judge. In the NBA, Jokic or SGA or Wemby, but really Jokic if you actually like want to be for real. The best player in the NBA is Jokic. You can't say he's a foul merchant. You also can't say he's not 7'7" like Wemby. Jeep teacher says, take care of the next generation any way you can. I do. And also, like, I treat other people's kids properly as well. You know, now that I have a kid, like when I see little kids, like I have full on conversations with other little kids now because I have one. That ball is down. It's gonna score a run. We're all right. Just get this last out. Whatever. Little rally. Not gonna matter too much. Come on. It's supposed to be bedtime. It's supposed to be David put him to bed now. Matt Blake, are you about to go get him? I hope not. I hope not. Leave him in there to finish the job. Oh, I see what this is. I'm making my lights blue for the end. And to bring my red is, they always say red light is like the light for before bed to bring your like eyes down. Yeah, I've got the red light district out here. Yo, we ended up having like 50 some people watching at one point on TikTok. I see some of y'all followed me. 6,900 likes, 1,300 views. I got to do more TikTok lives. Baby Daddy says, "You want Soto back?" Nah, I'm good. It's funny, like you Met fans think that us Yankee fans are thinking about Soto. We're not. Judge is our right fielder. We're good. We're good. And the Yankees win. Jazz catches that one. Game done. Jalen Brunson says, "We miss you on WFAN." So I've heard. Appreciate it. J99 says, "Your light effects are OD." Yeah, I got this whole setup in here. It's all hooked up to different lights. Like I can go, let's go green. Now that we won, we can go green light. I'm gonna build another studio at the end of this year as well. I don't need to tell you more details about that, but there will be a bigger, better studio at the end of this year. Okay, Yankees win. Let's do a little bit of a wrap pregame or postgame show here. So when the Yankees win, it's been a while, but I have my stuff lined up. We did these a few streams, right? We did a few nighttime streams. So Yankees win. Go ahead and hit that. Frank Sinatra remix. Play Frank. And I always play this one now because when I was playing the other Frank Sinatra, they were hitting me with copyrights. They were saying I couldn't monetize. I'm like, bro, give me a break. Frank is gone. Frank ain't coming over here to get this couple dollars off me. All right, so I will hit the chat after we do what we do here. And first, let's do a big shot of the night, right? Let's do a big shot of the night. Where's my sound effects? We'll do the gunshot sound effects. Ready? Cover your ears. Boom, boom, boom. Big shot of the night, in my humble opinion, would go to Aaron Judge. It could also go to Max Fried. But I think you got to go Judge. Judge goes 3 for 3 with a homer and 2 doubles, and he was hit by pitch. Yeah, we're going Judge. Honorable mention Ben Rice, who was 1 for 4 with a homer. Honorable mention Tim Hill, who came in for an inning with the hold. But Max Fried goes 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 5 Ks, 2 walks. But to me, I'm going Aaron Judge. And I'm looking at the player of the game on MLB. They give Max Fried a 21.3% probability, Ben Rice a 16.8% probability, Judge 11.9% probability. Why? Am I missing something? Why would, if Judge went 3 for 3 with a homer and 2 doubles, why? Anyway, I'll cast my vote for Judge right now, and I'll go back to this. The Yankees open up this series in Texas, and they handle their business. the Yankees dropped that game in Texas to the Houston Astros, but so what? Luis Heel, bum. Nah, shout out to Luis Heel. Figure it out, get right. But overall, the Yankees have 9 hits in this game, 1 error. I don't know what the hell Jazz was doing late there. Who else chipped in? Trent Grisham had a knock, walk. Jazz had a knock, ribby. Dominguez, welcome back, Jason Dominguez. Welcome back. Let's give a round of applause for Jason Dominguez. Embrace the Martian. Embrace the Martian. Jason Dominguez back. Other than Jason Dominguez, McMahon had a hit right up the middle. Caballero had a hit right up the middle. Caballero, I think he got caught stealing twice. Yeah, he did get caught stealing twice. But all in all, another clean game. Camille Duvall let Jock Peterson take him deep. Probably the only negative. Cody Bellinger, another negative. Cody Bellinger was 0 for 4. So your New York Yankees are now 19-10. They've probably won 9 out of their last 10. Just that one game yesterday, right? They had the 8-game win streak. So you can do the simple math there for yourselves. Dominguez comes up, Stanton is out, Heel gets sent down. Life is pretty good for Yankee fans right now. Life is pretty good if you root for the Yankees and you're watching these games and you're looking at the standings and you're looking at the depth of this team and where we're at. A game up on Tampa Bay, but that's, Tampa Bay swept us in Tampa Bay, unfortunately. And the Red Sox, after we swept them, fired their manager and all of his coaches, and they're a disaster. And I haven't been happier to see Alex Cora and the Red Sox fail. I don't really care too much about the Toronto Blue Jays. They're going to have a rough go at it. And so, yeah, my big shot of the night is Aaron Judge, number 99. And here's my hot take of the day. My hot take of the day goes back to what I was saying about Michael Kay and this team and their approach. The Yankees' mantra coming into this year wasn't run it back. It was unfinished business. If you follow me, some of the streams that I did in the offseason and my buy-in was, okay, I get it. Y'all don't want to run it back with the same team, but they feel like they have unfinished business. Well, if you have unfinished business, let it be that. My hot take of the day is this is business. It's not personal. And what I mean is the Yankees are moving militant. The Yankees are moving like F your feelings. The Yankees are moving like all decisions that will be made are for the betterment of the business. We don't care about emotions. We don't care about relationships. We don't care about feelings. And I will carry this a step further for my hot take of the day. They will also apply this to Anthony Volpe, and that will be the test. What I talked about was listening to Michael Kay today suggests that the Yankees are doing everything analytically and off numbers and literally not worrying about people's feelings when, like, Ben Rice is one of the best hitters in the league, if not the best hitter in the league right now. He's had to sit down. Ryan McMahon gets paid a lot of money. They traded for him. He's had to sit down. Cody Bellinger, he's had to sit down. Trent Grisham, he's had to sit down. I mean, like, not start games. Ahmed Rosario has got some starts. Goldschmidt has got some starts. They have literally played the matchup numbers games with these guys. They are deploying them, right? As Boone talked about firing off Ben Rice. Why do you got to fire off Ben Rice? Because that's what I want to do. The biggest test of if these guys are serious about their business and it not being personal, not being about feelings, business only, will be what they decide to do with Anthony Volpe when he's ready. If he ends up being the starting shortstop every day, and they just put Caballero on the bench, I'd be surprised. They're probably going to platoon them. It's going to be what's best for the team. And that's my hot take of the day, and that's my post-game show. Let's hit the chat, and let's talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Alex Cora, Carlos Mendoza, Yankee stuff as well, obviously. But, yeah, as I bring my light back down, whatever you guys got before I got to, Tuck, I got 5 minutes till we get to a lem. One's on the clock. Fire it off in the chat, and I will try to answer as many as I can. And we'll do this again. I think I might be able. We got an 8:05 tomorrow. I might be able to just start it a little later. If I start it a little later, wait till my son goes to sleep, start a little bit later. Yeah, maybe I can rock tomorrow too, but just start a little bit later. So let's see in the chat here. What's up? I see Amber popped up in the chat. Ben Rice All-Star in April. That'd be great. Adam says his third cousin is Sinatra twice removed. He needs that. Oh, no. He says third cousin Sinatra twice removed needs that copyright bag. Yeah, the estate. They're still collecting. Ross in Bergen County. What up, bro? Yeah, I don't know what people be on. Adam says, do you believe Volpe is going to be any different than last year when he comes back? I would hope so. He was hurt last year. He had a shoulder problem last year. I would hope Volpe is different. If he's not, like then that's what I'm saying. We're gonna see if the Yankees treat him with some type of favor, some type of favoritism, some type of special treatment. He's got to produce. Thoughts on Frank Isola? What is? With Kenny Beecham. Is that what you're referring to? I think I did bookmark that because I wanted to listen to that. Kenny said he thought it was weird. I mean, let me listen to it now. It sounded like Frank was being old man, get off my lawn, old man. Let me see. I could share this. Actually, this is something good. This is good. This is something good to talk about because I will be able to expound upon this. So let's do this right now. Let me stop sharing this. Let me make myself all the way large, and let me share this, and we'll all listen to this. I believe this is what you're speaking on, right? Right?
Place to talk hoops is on the starting lineup with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine.
All right, the Kenny Beecham Hour with Kenny Beecham, aptly named. God forbid we name it the Frank Isola, Brian Scalabrine Show, but we've only been doing the show here for about how many years now, Brian? 15.
You guys can hear this right on
when you walk in
on
first
YouTube
day,
and
they're
Twitter.
going to name a show after you. Debuting today at noon Eastern on MBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app. And whoever
TikTok,
did the
you guys can't hear
Warren
this.
wanted me to read this, Brian. He wanted me to write that Mondays just got better, which means our show, they'll be taking an hour off our show. And Warren wants me to write that Mondays just got better because now we're an hour of our show will be cut. Does that make sense to you?
Can I just tell you one thing? Right now, you need to calm down. just trust me on this one. Just calm down. All right.
I mean, give me a break.
Frank,
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Nationally,
I gave you your warning.
Nationally, who's got a bigger name?
Wow.
Brian Scalabrine or Kevin Beecham? Kenny Beecham.
Kenny Beecham.
Who's got a bigger name?
Hold on.
Frank.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
I don't like this.
Let me ask you a question. Nationally,
I gave you your warning.
Nationally, who's got a bigger name? Brian Scalabrine or Kevin Beecham?
He called him Kevin Beecham.
Who's got a bigger name, me or him?
Kenny Beecham.
Bull.
Frank.
He does
Frank.
PTI?
Yeah, it's ego.
Don't tell me to calm
Fill that
down.
on PTI. I don't want to hear about Twitter.
It's ego.
People buy
it's not good.
buy
Sorry,
followers.
Warren, don't. Just remember, I've told Frank just to.
Shout out to Frankie
man.
Ice. I'm about to
Chill, man,
lay out on this
chill.
one though. I'm listening to it. I don't know. Was it?
Who
I'm
is
trying to
he?
hear if it's not in
Who
jest
is he?
at
He's
all.
taking an hour of our show. Warren wants me to write that. It
Oh, my
just got better.
gosh.
That we're not going to have an
Oh,
hour
my
of our show.
gosh.
Yeah, he's slighted.
All
He
right.
feels he feels salty
Who
about
is
it.
he?
Man, did you see Pritchard yesterday?
You're so corporate. You're so corporate, man. It's
Chime.
Oh, whoop-de-doo. He works for NBC. You know,
Okay.
he works for NBC.
I've heard
Can he
enough.
have the Orlando game start an hour?
Okay. Man, I gotta find my video of Frank Isola I ran down on Frank at a Nets game years ago. I forget what he said, but I was doing my Nets vlog back in the day when I did, Talking Nets podcast on the same YouTube. And I ran down on Frank because I said he's a hater because he's a Knicks fan. He's like, I'm not a Knicks fan. But if you just listen to that, what Frank just did is so wrong. I guess he has the right to do it, but this is what we're dealing with. Frank is traditional media. Frank Isola has been a NBA beat writer, reporter for probably 30 years. He's been on TV, network television. He just flexed that he's on PTI as if anybody cares. Are they still like they're doing Pardon the Interruption still with Kornheiser and Wilbon, but what are the ratings there? What I wish, and this is something I talked about earlier, putting on and not gatekeeping. Shout out to the Ace Avenue who gave me my flowers. And he said, shout out to Keith because Keith doesn't gatekeep. If we still have that somewhere in the chat, I can't find it. Stop gatekeeping and stop being mad. Right? Kenny Beecham made his name and his following online. He's got the younger generation. He proved it. He did it. He belongs. He's there for a reason. He's also a young black man on the come up. Let that young brother shine. Let that young brother win. And don't feel slighted about it. Because clearly they made a decision to take an hour out of your show and then also slide you an ad read for that show saying Mondays just got better. With Kenny Beecham's show taking an hour away from Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrini's show. Be mad at your bosses and do it off air. Don't do it on air. Don't do it on air. You sound whack. You sound old. You sound lame. Like, that doesn't make you look good. And that's why Kenny quote tweeted and said, he said, this is weird. And I don't know. I think that's the wrong way to go about it. I think that's the wrong way to go about it, bro. I don't like that at all. But I get it. I understand it. And this is where we are, folks. And this is a good way to kind of segue as I get out of here. Like, there are a lot of young up-and-coming people, not just black people, but like young up-and-coming people that have made it on their own strength because people like to watch them. People support them. And Kenny Beecham is way bigger than me. But for Frank Isola to put the question out there and say, who's bigger? Who's got a bigger name? Bro, there are people that know you that don't know him, and there are people that know him that don't know you. It's not a competition. If anything, you lost the competition already because his new show, after you said you've been doing that show for 20 years, here comes his new show eating into your time slot. So you already lost. You sound lame. Make room. Make room. There's room for everybody. And be willing to compete. That's all I got on that note. I thought that was super lame now that I'm hearing that. But thanks for pulling that up in the chat. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Is KOT fourth quarter king of the fourth quarter beef? Thoughts on Frank Isola, king of the fourth quarter beef? King of the fourth is DeMar DeRozan. Did DeMar DeRozan speak out and say something? Because he should. He should, because Frank's got to get checked off that. Anyway, let's wrap this in the chat so I can take a shower, go to sleep, and maybe we'll do the same thing tomorrow. I say this all the time. I don't care if there's one person watching. I don't care if there's 1,000 people watching. I'm the same. If you can't tell, whether it's a live stream like this or whether it's my new show, Mic Check, or WFAN Radio, I appreciate you guys. I don't do shit without you. Like, none of this goes anywhere without an audience. You know what I'm saying? None of my ideas, none of my thoughts, none of my hopes, none of my dreams can go where I want them to go without people watching. So, like, with sincerity, I say that. It is 11:15 and you're in my live. So I thank you. And if there's a way for me to repay you, I will, by doing what I do, by continuing to put out content and continuing to do lives and pop up and talk and entertain and, hit the chat. So let me do that, hit the chat, and I'll get gone. And then we'll try to fire up another one tomorrow night, but a little later start. So, like, my son is in the clear, sleeping. Amber says, I'm happy to watch a game and not get super anxious until the end. That they won't win. I have faith in this team right now. Yeah, they're strong right now. They are strong right now. You feel pretty good about the way that they're hitting. They jumped all over Jack Leiter in that, like, third and fourth inning, and you felt like that was game. You felt like that was game. Amber talking about Volpe and his shoulder says shoulder problems limit your mobility and strength way more than you think. I hope he heals and they don't rush him. I think he is healed, and I think he's going to be better. But I don't know. Like, the thing about Volpe is, like, do I expect him to be Mookie Betts? Nah, he's never been. He's never been. In 2026, Beecham was featured in Forbes 30 under 30. Exactly. Like, how many people are rich and famous and millionaires under 30? Like, to make that Forbes 30 under 30 list, you're elite. You're elite in the history of human life. You're elite in the history of human life. Bringing it back to the Yankees, what's a bigger problem? Cabby's caught stealing or Jazz's ABS failure? Cabby's caught stealing. Jazz's ABS failure, it doesn't always turn into an out, but Cabby is always an out on the base paths, giving it away. Giving it away. Congrats on the new show. Thank you. Friday, we'll do it again. Friday, episode 2 of Mic Check. Bigger and better. We'll do it better. So thank you. TikTok, I'll get to you guys in a second. Where else? Okay. Base runner mittens are whack. Unfrozen caveman sports fan. When did those come into the league and why? Were people getting that effed up? Well, I believe they're protective. I know they're protective. But some guys were sliding and hurting their fingers. You know, they were literally breaking their fingers, their thumbs. So you put that mitt on your thumb, it protects your hand. But what happened is they started to style them. What happened is they started to just make them obnoxiously loud in different colors and very easy to see. Okay, the YouTube chat is done. I appreciate all you guys watching. You know what I always say. Stay blessed, stay up, and stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. We've hit a 3-hour live tonight. We'll try to do another one tomorrow night. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm out.